Ladies and gentlemen, it's the OK Show. It's a Monday, and we are back. The dynamic duo, Iceman, is on.
You got Rod Rodriguez. What's up?
All right. It's July 5th on a Monday. How's everything going?
Hold on. It's a Monday? I forgot it's a Monday already.
It is a Monday.
It's a Monday.
Wow, I envy you
It's all
guys.
good, man.
I envy you guys. You don't even know it's a Monday. Oh, man.
No, I ran some errands, dude. But I run errands whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
That
I don't.
feeling is priceless. You don't know that it's Monday.
I don't have a 9 to 5. It's priceless and it's also payless. Like you don't really get paid. So literally like priceless because there is no price to my day. My day has no value. I just run errands. It's all out, not in. But
you're not
that's why
making
I'm
money. Someone's making money.
Yeah, someone's making money.
You're getting something.
Not really, no.
Not really. Oh wow, you're a
Discarte
slave.
lang yan, bro. Discarte lang yan. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like no, I'm not. I'm actually a master. If you're employed, you're the slave.
Right, but then you're not making any money. Right? You're not making any money. You're running errands.
I'm not spending any money either.
Right, but then you're not getting anything from the errands that you run.
I get appreciation, I get a thank you. Thank you, Papa.
Oh, that's BS.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, you're right. But I'll take what I can get. Anyway, it is a Monday, and Iceman is right. For most of us, it probably doesn't make a difference. I'm not sure about people who run a business, like how Monday is to them, because it's different. They're actually like, can you lower the volume, please? But it's actually, is that live now? Okay, we're actually on YouTube live now, so my son's checking it out, and the streaming is not so bad because it's legit. It's the OK Show PH, no space. All right, for those who want to check us out on YouTube, if you miss out on an episode, you want to watch it on a bigger screen, I don't know why you would want to do that, but yeah, it's there, but the audio quality is I don't know if it's worse than how Facebook sounds like, makes us sound like. But definitely YouTube is notorious for compressing the audio of the material there. Unless you're probably on a premium account or something, then you could probably upload a better quality video. But ours is obviously just a free account. So don't judge our voices based on that, because people might be like, oh, these are radio people and they sound different when they're on radio. Iceman sounds exactly the same. So I don't know if it's his mic or just how his voice translates. Pinky sounds great. I do not know how I sound like, except after I watch our show. She does. Pinky sounds great.
Sounds great.
Oh my God. She sounds great. Regardless of what the mic is, she sounds great. She has that meat on the voice. And sometimes, if you don't have the what is that we use, the processor, Optimode, Ultramode, all those things.
Optimode. I've forgotten.
What is that? What is that called?
Technicians will discuss things.
It's our job.
Inside the studio when they're with us, and they tell us about oh, we have this, we have that, we do this, we adjust that. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't really care. Just give me a mic and I'll turn on the switch. That's fine with me. I don't care.
That's true. Same here, man. Same here. We're there to talk.
Right, yeah. As long as I can talk, nobody's going to gag me. I'm fine.
You have to play these songs. We don't even need these songs. Take the songs away. Let's just You have to
the songs here are the coolest songs in the world. Yeah, things are fine.
But, I might play one. Yeah. We're talk people. Obviously, that's why we decided on doing the show. I mean, Iceman can do a show on his own, and it'll be legit. Okay, here we go again. Let's do this. Let's make it a regular part of the show. Raj, come here. Show off your.
I think she wants to say hello to Raj. You say hello to Raj, right?
Hi.
All right, hang on.
Hi.
All right, you say goodnight to Raj.
Hi to
She's going to bed. All right.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay, can you say that again?
Hi.
She said she wants to say good night. What is this song playing?
Okay.
Good night.
Nihongo in Japanese.
Oyasumi.
Okay. Say good night in English.
なんとして
Good night.
What the heck?
Yasumi nasai.
Nasai.
Flankies wa.
Bye-bye. Good night.
All right.
Ang sweet naman. I mean, Rod just wants to show off his new hoodie.
All right.
There,
All
see,
right.
he
All
wants.
right.
Look, yo, show.
All right.
Show. There,
Snow-chan, come
Ninong
here.
Ice.
Come here. Come here. See? Raj a new hoodie. See? Look at the
Yeah,
hoodie. Look at the hoodie.
show it. There.
All
He's
right.
officially a YouTuber now. He was
Uh,
like, yeah, he was like bugging me. He's like, Papa, can you buy me a hoodie? Like, I'm like, why would I buy you a hoodie? He's like, no, the cool stuff that YouTubers wear, like. So I'm like, okay, all right. So I did run some errands today, and there was one on sale, and I saw
and
it.
you
I'm
got
like,
him a
this is gonna
hoodie.
fit Raj. Yeah, he actually has a couple, but he outgrew them. So like we were only able to use them like when during our Hong Kong trips. So obviously no trips in the Philippines. It's very hot, but we have air conditioning fortunately, so he gets to wear a hoodie. Bye, Snow. Good night. So she's going to bed
Tito
already.
Rod.
This is her.
Yeah, well,
This is her
yeah.
bedtime.
It's way past her bedtime. Way past her bedtime. It's 9:15 over
Really?
here.
She goes to bed. Wow.
She was
Good
supposed to be
night.
asleep an hour ago. All right, say good night.
Good night.
All right, go.
Good night. Okay, good girl. Good girl. All right. Well, Raj's bedtime is supposed to be 9 p.m., but he waits for me to finish the show. So we end up like calling it a day like around almost 12 midnight already. We almost end up calling it a day like around midnight. So that's our schedule. But it's a Monday. He gets up. I wake him up actually. I get up at around 6, maybe even earlier if the wife bakes. What's your schedule like? What's your usual routine? Like what time do you wake up?
I'm up. My alarm goes off 6:25, and I have to be out of the house. Well, now because how do I say this? Back then we have to be out of the house by 7:15, but because she's in elementary school now, she walks to school, and because we live near
Mm-hmm.
the school, her group doesn't leave until 7:40. And since she's a first grader, somebody would pick her up, like a sixth grader would come to my house and pick her up. Their group leaves at 4 from, like they have a meeting area, and
Mm-hmm.
at their rendezvous point they would like they're supposed to be there like 5 minutes before uh 7:40. Yeah, so
Yeah.
the sixth grader would come here, pick her up at around 7:30, and they would walk to the rendezvous point, and they have to wait until 7:40 until they start walking. So that means I can leave after she gets picked up. So I leave the
Got it.
house around 7:30, 35, around that. So then I have to rush to where I work because it's kind of like a 40-50 minute drive. So, and I have to be in school
Seriously?
by 8:30, before 8:30, especially on a
I,
Tuesday.
I'm the
My
unemployed
first period
guy.
start 8:30.
8:30. I'm the unemployed guy. I wake up earlier than you.
Yeah, but then you can
I,
go
I
back to sleep at around 10 or 11. I can't do that.
Not really. No, I can't. I get up at like here's my schedule. I mean, that's the thing because the wifey bakes full time. Like when you say full time, like it's not a 9 to 5 job. Like she'll start like at 4 or 5 a.m. I mean, I don't know. I think that's how bakers are because even when you buy pandesal, that's like how early they open. So it doesn't make a difference. I think people will bake whether it's cake or pandesal or whatever or bread. They want to bake like the super early morning or super late night because I guess they have the kitchen all to themselves and it's not that hot and they're dealing with work that requires them to kind of have full attention to it or something. So she gets up around 4 and I have to wake up at 4 because I take over, and if it's just Raj it's fine because I don't have to get up till Raj has to get up. But since we have 1-year-old, I have to sort of take over, and then the kid gets up and will ask for milk and whatnot. So I'm not sleeping. Sometimes I don't even go back to sleep anymore. I'll just wait till the alarm goes off, and then I'll have to wake up Raj. And then I'm hoping that the kid is asleep. Then I, help Raj take a shower and everything, get him ready for morning. Because he's like his mom, mantikaon. Like when they sleep, they sleep. It's tough to wake them up. I'm the kind of guy who's like, you can wake me. I can get like 2 hours sleep, and you'll wake me up, and I'll be up. I'm like my mom. She's like my mom never sleeps. I sleep, but I'm not a deep sleeper. My wife is. So Raj is the same way. So he complains, and I have to like force him, and I have to, help him out and just get him set up, and then he will attend to his, morning activity because they have like a school activity, and the actual class starts at 9:15. But the activity starts at 8. So they're given time. They log in, they check their activity for the day, for the morning. And I'm upstairs. I stay upstairs with the kid, with the baby, with Rye until he's like, he gets bored. And then we come down here and I'm with the kid until the wife is done, with her baking work. So it depends really. And if I have errands to do, then I tell the wifey that, can you balance it? It's tough, man. It's tough to not have a yaya and have kids. Like if you have kids, if they're like 3 above, that's fine. But if you have a kid who's like younger than 3 years old, or maybe even younger than 5 years old, because you can't leave them in the house. If you have like maybe a 12-year-old, then maybe you can leave that 12-year-old with like a younger kid. But we can't leave them. So and we can't bring them along with us at the malls either. So I can't go out with my wife at the same time because we can't leave the kids at home. So it's either I run an errand or the wife runs an errand. So if there's anything that we both have to do, that's tough, man. So I don't really know how couples do it because like back when before the pandemic hit, I would see like single parent moms, like moms pick up their kids from school and they're still wearing their work uniform, or go there and just have lunch with the kid and then they leave. And I'm like, okay, so are they making an excuse to the boss? Or excusing themselves from work to pick up the kid? I don't know how that works because in the States, I don't know if you can just do that, Like that's why you leave the kids in daycare and you pick them up after work. Here in the Philippines, it seems like some of the parents can leave work for a bit to go check out their kid and then go back to work. So it's like, well, that's tough. Imagine if you work, both of you work, and no yaya, and you have young kids, and the lolo and lola are not available. How does that work, right? I mean, how do you make it work? She's in school already, but before she went to school, you both were working, right?
Yeah.
How did that work
she's
out?
in a daycare. That's
okay,
why
so you
we have
guys
to be.
paid. Okay, all right.
So that's why I have to leave before 7:15 because the daycare at least takes her in around 7:30. Then the daycare is open until 6:30 in the evening, so that's fine. So
Okay,
both working parents can leave their kids in a hoikuyen,
got
which
it.
is a daycare, and there's a kindergarten.
Got it.
Those kids who go to kindergartens are the ones whose parents are part-time workers. So if they have a mom who's just working part-time, then their mom can be there before the bus takes them home. All right,
Got it.
because if you're a kindergarten, the bus takes you in the morning, picks you up in the morning, and somebody has to be there with you. When you get picked up. Then by the
Got
time
it.
they drop you off, somebody has to be waiting for you. So that's what happens. But if you're in a daycare like a hoikuyen, which means that both parents are working full time, or at least in a full time capacity. So, but then there are also kids who gets picked up there around like 4, because usually the normal times would be around 9. Oh, no, no, 8:30, or it should be 9 to 4. But then, like me and my wife are working full time, and other parents as well. There are kids that are being dropped off at 7:30, and I pick up snow before at around 5. Before 5,
Mm-hmm.
between 5 to 5:30. But there are kids who gets picked up at around 6:30, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not really that tough because, well, when you pick them up, they don't have homework and whatnot, so it's not really that tough. But now it is tougher because they have homework
They have
every day. They
homework.
have
Yeah, they
homework,
have
so
homework.
they have to do
That's
stuff.
true.
So if they don't do their homework at the after school care, then it will get really tough for you. Because, for example, in my case, I'm not Japanese. Then I would have a hard time teaching her Japanese because
That's
I
true.
can't even read her textbook. So I have
That's
to
true.
ask help from friends to, like I take a screenshot of her like
Yeah, it's actually
papers from
tougher when they go to
school,
school,
and
right?
so translate and stuff. Then she needs to be writing things, and I don't know if she's writing the right thing. I mean, is it good
Yeah.
enough? If it's alphabet, then I'd be like, all right, that's fine, that will work. But then I don't know. I mean, is this good enough? Then I don't want to bother
Yeah, you don't even
people.
know.
Like,
You don't even know if like she's doing a good job of what her work is
right?
supposed to be because
And even
there's
when
no
she's
way for you to
reading,
like check it. Yeah,
exactly. So when she's
because she's
reading
like
stuff,
better. She's better than you at comprehension and
mm,
reading and writing, but at the same time, she's still learning. So she's better than you, but that's not saying much. Like it doesn't
yeah, but
confirm that she's right. Doesn't confirm that
yeah,
she's
but
right.
here it's like that's
So
why I'm like telling people like, why would you want to have her problems? Why would you?
why
Why
would you
would
have
you want to have her
kids?
problems?
It
Like,
is tough. It
really?
is tough.
Like,
Okay,
you really
okay.
want to
That's
have
that.
one
Let's
mom
start.
right
Let's
now?
start. Let's start with that argument. Let's start with that argument. All right. So, We're not taking sides here. We'll just argue both sides if you want to argue both sides. But if you feel strongly about a particular issue, then we'll side with it. So the title or the episode tonight: useless arguments that nobody wins. So when Pinky comes in, we'll do the what came first, the egg or the chicken, because Pinky's the one who's the voice of reason. She's the one we usually, if one of us will provide an answer, she's most likely the one that will be the most accurate. And I would probably agree with her answer more than Ice would agree with mine, and that I would agree with Ice's when it comes to the chicken and the egg. All right. But we'll talk about stuff like that. But right now we'll talk about kids. So let's start with the kid issue since Pinky's not around yet and she doesn't have a kid. So should you have a kid? Should you not have a kid? All right. Well, you know what? I really don't know, because there are people who want to have kids, but they can't have kids. Or do they just want to have kids because they can't have kids and they know they can't have kids? So they have that, like, they feel like it's a missing thing. But for those who have an option, like you actually got yourself checked and you know that you are, okay, what is fertile, right? Sterile is the one who can't have a kid, right? Am I right there? Yeah. You're fertile if you can have a kid. So I think at least to a woman, right? So should you have a kid? Not if okay. Now Iceman and I were just talking about, like, because here in the Philippines we don't have daycare. You know, I mean, it's not that I know of. They have schools. Maybe they do have daycare, but it's, you know, it's obviously not something that everybody can afford. And if both parents are working, I'm actually thinking, like, okay, if I had a 9 to 5 job, I had a normal 9 to 5 job, even if I was just like still doing radio and I had like a 4-hour show, I would be out of the house. Here's what people don't get. Okay, yeah, I have a 4-hour show, and my wife would always get on my case with that. It's like, oh, why are you so tired? Why do you complain? You have like a 3 or 4 hour work. I'm like, it takes me like an hour just to get to work. All right. It'll take me another to drive back. All right. You hang out there, and I don't really show up at work exactly at the time of my show. I usually show up an hour or at least 30 minutes before my board time. So, you know, you compute it, it ends up being about 8 hours, right? Pretty much like about 6 or 8 hours that you're gone from the house. So can you just imagine people who have to be at the office for like 8 hours or more? Plus they have to go through the commute, or they have to go through. So you're not at home majority of the day. You're basically spending time with your kid for like an hour or two, and then you're done. You're burned out. And the hour or two that you spend time with your kid, you're probably doing homework with them. So you're having an argument and you're fighting the whole time because, you know, they don't get the lesson and you're pissed off because you're paying a lot for it. So, yeah, I mean, like, it's not even about like having a kid. It's like, do you even have the time to be a parent to a kid? Because, like, I'm fortunate. Well, I'm not fortunate that I'm unemployed, but I'm fortunate that I have a wife, you know, who can still earn. And she's based at home, and I can still make money, you know, in my own, you know, mischievous ways. Not mysterious ways.
Be careful.
But,
be
you know,
careful.
like,
people might think you have a side business that's,
well,
you know,
okay, here's the thing. Like,
not
people
really,
wonder,
you know,
right?
the mainstream.
Yeah, like, if like people wonder, like, you know me, like, I don't like, I'll buy like a guitar and that would be expensive, or I'll buy like a video game
Right.
console and that'll be a
That's
little
why don't
pricey.
say that you don't have any means of income.
No, no, no.
People are gonna like,
No.
why does he have a really nice car?
No.
Oh, he has an expensive watch. What does he
Dude,
do? What is
but
he
here's
like?
the thing.
Is he running?
Here's the thing. No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. I acquire those things when I have money. I acquire those things when I have money. But when I don't, I can sell them. I mean, like, yeah, I can sell a guitar. You know what? Like John.
But,
you know,
yeah, but the concept,
John, right?
the concept
he has a guitar that's worth like,
you can't spend money when you don't have. You know what I'm saying? You have to. You have to spend money to earn money, but you can't spend what you don't have.
That's why I acquire them when I have money, which is not now.
You have money in the first place.
I had money.
You had money.
I had money.
You had money in the first place.
Yeah, because I was hosting.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You got a new
stuff?
You got a new MacBook Pro.
Okay,
get rid of your MacBook Air. All right. So that's the concept there. Like, okay, if that was me, I'd be like, all right, I'll get rid of the MacBook Air. I'll trade it in. I'll make some money out of it. Then I'll get the new one. You didn't even have to get rid of it. I sold
something else. I sold something else.
Yeah, right.
But that's the thing. It's like, I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you find ways, you know, like, it's discarte, man. Like, I believe in the concept of work smart. You can work hard, sure, but like I said, a farmer works hard. He's not going anywhere. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're just talking about working hard, you can't compete with a farmer. He works hard. But how many farmers do you know rolling in money right now? If you're just talking about working hard, right? But those who work smart, or those who they're the ones who
Yeah,
kind
but
of
you're a
like,
manager. You manage your mom's or your aunt's like property, so you get money out of it. But these farmers, they don't have
yeah, but I
anybody
don't
who's
get
like
paid
living
for that. That's the
somewhere.
thing.
Yeah, but they're I don't know, like
I
well, how do
know,
you
but they
make money?
work.
They're probably giving you something. There must be
Okay,
something. I
all
mean,
right.
come on.
Okay. Hold on. Working hard is relative. See, this is an argument already, a useless argument, and we don't know who's gonna win. But it's like working hard is relative. Like, for example, one of the hardest things I ever did in my life was to process the transfer of the a property title that was given to me by my grandmother. I mean, I
Right.
literally was like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, like I said, that was one of the hardest things I ever did in my life because I did it on my own. I had no connections in the register of deeds. I had no connections in Sanggunian. I had no connections in the assessor's office. We did, my mom dropped some names. I have a classmate there. My Lola dropped some names when she was still alive. But I'm not that type of guy. If this person is not somebody that I know personally or closely, I'm not even going to reach out to that person. Like, oh, my mom told me I was sent here by my mom. No, I just don't do that. And I was like living alone. I didn't have a secretary. I didn't have a runner. I didn't have a minion who was at least educated enough to handle documents like that. So I did everything. I mean, my mom was here would be different because she would have a messenger. She would have lawyer friends she could contact. I didn't. So
But
that was
still,
work.
all right. See, here's the difference.
No.
You're processing something. Some people doesn't have to process anything. They have
I
nothing to
know.
process.
I know, but
process.
I'm just saying it's not something that fell on my lap. I still had to pay for the
It
taxes of
didn't.
that.
Yeah, I know.
I still
'Cause
had
that,
to.
like that's plainly probably what like. It's not destiny, but it's more of like the cards that we were dealt with. I think it's the cards that we were dealt with.
I know.
Yeah?
I'm not, and don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. I'm saying this because it's like I'm saying this as a wake up call because like when somebody gives you something, like if somebody gives you a watch, you get the watch. That's it. If you buy a car, you get the deed of sale. That's it. But when it's a property, even if it's given to you, you still have to spend not only time but also money. You have to settle the back taxes. You have to pay the BIR,
Right.
the
So
tax of
that's
the
why
zonal value. Your mom knows that. Your mom knows a lot about that stuff.
my mom always
Your
say that. Like
mom, and
now,
I remember.
like
And hold
if
on,
people like
hold on. I remember you having documents in your car, and you lost those documents.
I lost those. But
one time because
I was
what were you doing, my friend?
I was working smart. I was working smart. I was working hard and working smart. Yep. That's
You were having too much fun.
I work hard, yeah. But okay, here's the thing too.
I know you work hard. I know you work hard. You've always worked hard.
I think what happened with you was your grandmother didn't transfer things while she was still alive, yeah?
No.
All right,
Nope,
okay. So that's why like people who are in this
she did
situation,
with my mom and my aunt. She did, but not
so
with
that
me.
was like pretty easy, yeah, because they were
I'm not a direct. I'm not like a child. I'm a grandchild.
So it's supposed to be I think the trick there is that well the people who are supposed to give something, or the ones who are giving out the inheritance while they're still alive, it's better to give it out or to to transfer it while they're alive. Because once they're dead, the red tape's crazy.
Oh man.
Red
I mean,
tape is
like
hell.
like literally, like you own it, but you don't.
You
like
don't.
I
know
own
somebody
it
who paid in millions
gesture
just for the taxes.
Oh God.
Crap.
I'm not
That's
kidding,
terrible.
dude. I mean, and I was like, I ended up, my grandmother gave me that property. She was still alive. I got the property, like I was able to transfer it to my name like 3 months after she passed away.
Right.
And I never even asked for it. She was like, okay, I'll give you this. And she was bedridden already. And I never even there was no hurry on my part. She's been telling me about that since I was in college. This is yours. This is blah, blah, blah. And I never really thought about that seriously because my mom's a lawyer, my aunt's a lawyer. Like I'm sure they'll deal with that. No problem.
Should have.
Oh my God.
But
and then I realized later.
You're not the direct descendant. Is that what it was? Because
no, I'm not.
I'm
not a direct. So, I will not inherit it directly. If there's an extrajudicial settlement for properties, of relatives, it will go to the children. It won't go to the grandchild unless there's a
Right.
so what my grandmother gave me was a deed of donation. And I told my mom, I
Right.
called her in the States. I said, Ma, Lola's giving me a deed of donation. So I'm barely gonna pay anything for this, right? My mom's like, no, because they're gonna compute that. And I'm like, compute it for what? It's a donation. She just gave it to me. And she goes, no. So okay, let's just do a deed of sale. And Lola can just sell it to me for 1 peso. And she's like, no, because you have to go to BIR and BIR will assess the zonal value of your
Exactly. Yeah.
property. And that will be the cheapest it can possibly be. And our property is poblacion, which is city, not
Right.
rural, not bukid, not Katalunan, whatever. It's Bacaka. That's poblacion. So just imagine the size of the property and the tax that will have to be paid. And my aunt and my mom have been in the US for decades. So they didn't settle any of that crap. And I was like, I had to deal with all of that. But anyway, I'm not complaining. Like I said, I have a house because of it. But I'm just saying it's just like sometimes
LeBron in
it's a
the
reminder.
house.
It's a
LeBron James in
reminder.
the house. Keeps on complaining and earning 200 million a year.
Was he
Shaq was
complaining?
there. No, he was like
Oh, yeah,
complaining.
yeah, 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 hold on. No. What was that about? Was Shaq complaining? Was LeBron complaining?
Well,
Is that what
LeBron was
Shaq
kind of
said?
complaining that they have a condensed season and they've been playing a lot of games for this year. That's why a lot of players got injured. So it was like complaining, like, oh, it shouldn't be like this. But then Shaq was like, well, you're getting paid, bro. I mean, 200 million a year.
I,
You're lucky you have that sort of job. Like,
I
you work out
know.
2 hours a day, then you play a game 2 hours for 2 hours, and
I
that's
mean,
it. And you earn
he can
200 million
retire, dude.
a year.
I mean, if he doesn't like
And
it, he can retire and he's
yeah,
set for life. I
and
mean, you
Shaq
know
was
what I'm
like, I'll
saying?
play every day, back to back, back to back, back to back. I don't care. I mean, we're lucky to be in a profession that, you know, it's playing basketball. That's what Shaq said. But I don't know what, like, I mean, I get LeBron, but I mean, yeah, if I'm a basketball player, like, I'd like to play. I'll play. Whatever. I'm
Yeah.
playing. I'm having
And
fun. I'm getting paid.
that's like everybody's like, if you're a player, that's like your dream. But I mean, like I said, I don't want people to get me wrong. I'm not complaining at all. I mean, I'm super, super blessed. It's a super blessing. But like I said, you know, it's just okay. If I work now and my wife is like full-time baking, because I mean, the difference with a business is you can't say no to money. If you're an employee, you have a time limit. Whether you work extra, you'll get a little bit over time. But if you have a business and you have a customer and you can squeeze in an extra hour, even if it's the extra hour sleep that you need, you will sacrifice an extra hour of sleep because you're gonna get paid for this. So my wife literally can't say no, and she's a one-woman show. So I'm like, man, like I want to get her a new oven. It's people have been telling her get an assistant. People have been telling her rent a place for a commissary or whatever, and she's like, I don't want the quality of my whatever to suffer because I think that's what people keep coming back for us because it's got that like she's hands on with it. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, because this is edible stuff that you're dealing with, and people can and will taste the difference if it's like mass produced. So, and she's making more money than I ever did when I did radio. Now the thing
Right.
is, okay, I told her, okay, I can work. Like, yeah, sure, I'll do online work, or I can go to another radio station, or maybe apply as a salesman or sell property. I don't know, whatever. Find
But you
something,
don't
right?
have to. You don't have to.
No,
That's a
no,
point. Well, you
no,
don't have to.
no. But the thing is, am I gonna earn substantially enough? Now, if I do work, we will have to get the yaya. How much do we have to pay the yaya? I
No,
saw
that's the whole
somebody we
point.
know.
That's the whole
I
point.
know.
Like,
I
if
saw
you don't
somebody
have
we
to,
know. Exactly. I know somebody we know post looking for yaya starting 8K. Dude, starting 8K. So that means if I work, I'm gonna have to like at least starting how much just to be able to pay the yaya and
well, the
if
price
you
of
get a
having a
yaya.
career. Yeah, you have to pay 8K for the career that you're, carving for yourself. I mean, probably that
Dude,
person has a
I'm
career path.
47, man. I'm 47. I'm
I
not
know, that's
carving
what I'm saying.
anything.
You don't need to do anything. I mean, you've survived this long, so you don't need
Yeah, you're
anything
right. You're right.
clearly,
You're right. You're
right?
right. You're
I
right.
mean,
Okay, I like the
if
way
at
you
40,
said that. I like the way
if
you
at
said that. I
47 you're
like the way you
fine,
said.
then you're fine. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I
so you
like.
don't need it.
I
You don't need
know.
it.
I know. But my wife, she can't be like. I felt her hands, and they're working hands, and I feel guilty because she's got working hands. But see, my wife, I think she's ADHD. And when you're living with somebody who's ADHD, aka a workaholic, aka a person who can't sit still, you if you're the type of person like me who like I work at my own pace, it just makes me look worse. You know, it just makes me look worse. Like it's not that bad, but if you're living with somebody who's super busy because they choose to be super busy and you choose to work at your own pace and you pick your spots and stuff, it makes you really look bad. Because like when people see you from afar, they'll be like, "Oh my God, she's working his butt off. He's slacking off." I'm like, dude, I'm paying the bills in the house. I mean, from time to do the groceries, I'm paying for everything in the house. All right, the house is paid for. We're not paying mortgage or rent. The cars are paid for. I may not have any money, but I'm not in debt. So, and that's always kind of the principle that my grandmother gave to me. And my mom will always tell me, live within your means. If you can't afford to pay for it in cash, don't acquire it. That's basically it. So, like, I never really got a credit card until my mom gave me a supplementary credit card. And even though I could take that chance to do it, I didn't. So, I mean, I know it's easy to judge people from afar, but I'm just saying it's like, okay, say what you want to say about me, but I'm making sure that my family's not getting hungry, regardless of how I do it, regardless of whether I'm sitting down doing it, I'm still getting it done. I mean, like, I'm not going to pretend to like sweat and shit, just so people can say, wow, that guy's such an admirable person. He works so freaking hard. How much income are you bringing in? I mean, have you even, that's what I'm saying. It's like at the end of the day, it's like everyone has their own discarte. And I think it's kind of a useless argument because, like I said, when people say you have to work hard, dude, a farmer works hard. You can't take that away from a farmer. He works hard. 90% of the people I know who are barely making ends meet are the hardest working people I know. And those who are like living in all these wonderful places, those people do. Come on, you think they work hard? Come on, Ice. Right? You know how it is. And it's frustrating. I know.
If we discuss that, it can't be helped that we will get into politics. So, I mean, it's
don't get into politics.
We will. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if we dwell on that, you're saying like, oh, farmers don't get anything. They're working so hard and blah, blah, blah. Well, there's something wrong with the system. So if there's something wrong with the system, that means we will get into the much deeper, societal problems that we have. So it's more, but so basically we're just looking at it on our point of view as who we are, with what kind of what kind of a situation we are in right now.
Yeah.
So we are looking at things in our where we're standing. We're looking everything at our vantage point. That's just it. Like, we're just
okay. Let me ask you, if you were here, what would you be doing?
Well, I don't know. I can't answer that because that's
what would be the best like career option for you? What would be the highest?
I'm just happy I left. I'm just happy I left because I honestly I don't really know what I will be right now.
You wouldn't know.
The pandemic hitting.
Like,
well, I don't. I might be out of a job. You know what I'm saying? So
you know what? I'll tell you this. I'm actually spending less being unemployed. Like I'm not saying I have more money, but dude, like I'm telling you, like when you work, you gas up. Like you gas up almost every freaking day. Or if you don't, and then you park, and then you have to pay the guy who watches your parking. And then when you're at work, you get hungry, you'll buy a snack, you'll buy a thing, you buy whatever. And
are you encouraging people not to work?
Hey, if you can get away with it, find a hardworking wife. No, I'm kidding. I'm just saying. All right. It's like, okay, I can work, but like, who's gonna watch the kids? Okay, we'll pay Yaya. We'll pay Yaya 8,000.
It's fine, man. It's fine. See, here's the thing.
Pay me 8,000. I'll be the Yaya.
You're actually correct. If you think about it, you're actually correct. I mean, if you don't really want to grind on a daily basis, then all you need to do is find somebody, find a partner who wants to do that on a daily basis. Then you cover her back. You know what I'm saying? You got her back with
you cover
I'll
her
take
back.
Care of kids. It's fine.
We're all for equality now, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
So there's nothing wrong with that.
So many years, it's the man who would bring home the bacon, and the wife would be like, blah, blah, blah. And now that the women have that opportunity, okay, well, then somebody's got to watch the kids. Somebody's got to do something else. Somebody's got to make way for her to be able to pursue what it is that she wants to pursue.
I mean, you're an entity. As a family, you're an entity. So it doesn't really matter who earns more. No. Exactly. So, so that's fine. I mean,
But you
people
know
would
what,
say
dude?
that, oh, you're the man of the house, you should be earning a lot. Well, you're ignorant. I mean, we
Yeah.
have different
Well,
opportunities. Like I
not
might
like
have
I
a better
enjoy it.
opportunity. My wife
Yeah,
might
yeah.
have, like, I mean, it really depends on the situation. Like, okay, if
Yeah.
you're married,
Okay, who
I
earns
mean,
more?
both
You
of
or
you,
your wife? You are you earning more than your wife?
I think she earns a little bit more because
Okay.
she's in an international school. All right.
Okay.
And she has more hours. And what else? With the kind of work that she does, she basically can get more money because I have like long days off. Like I
Okay.
have summer break. I get paid in full even though it's summer, but still,
Yeah.
I mean, with her, she gets a little bit more money, but she doesn't get that summer break. She doesn't get
Yeah.
that winter break. She doesn't get that spring break. I get all of those and getting paid in full for the whole year. All
Yes.
right. But then my pay stays the same. Like I don't really
Yes.
get any increase or whatever. So but
Yeah.
it's a good deal for me because I have a kid. All right. So it has to be someone should be, like
Should
doing
have
a little
that
bit
time.
more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody should have a little bit more
Part
time
time.
for our kids. So I have been in the area for quite a while now, more than a decade. So I'm pretty. I have a reputation. Not a, well, how do I say that? Like my schools know me, and my board of education already know me. So it's like they have confidence in me. So it's
Yes.
like
Yes.
it's comfortable for me now. It's like a comfort zone now, where I work. So it's kind of like it makes sense that I would stay in my job and I have a bit more time. So I have to take care of Snow for the most part. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Wait for her to go to school, pick her up in the afternoon, then, like study with her, take her to piano class, take her to swimming class, um, take her with me when I'm playing basketball, study with her.
Mhm.
So I have to do all those things because my wife
You
comes
weren't.
home
Weren't.
around 7.
You know what's funny, dude? We're on the same boat. Like we're on the same situation where I don't know if we ever saw this. More so with you because you're like you never really like you were ready to not have a kid. You were like fine. I was like okay to just have one kid. Like it wasn't, you know. But we ended up being like the hands-on dads. Whether it's by choice or by consequence. I mean, we don't really know. It just so happens that our wives have careers of them, their own as well. And but you know what? I'll tell you this, bud. No matter how hardworking a woman is, it gets to her. It gets to her. I don't know if because I don't know if it's a nature thing. I'm sure women will say no. That's being sexist. But I don't know if it's they're naturally like programmed to like grind and work because it stresses them out. Like it stresses us out. We work, it stresses us out. But how do we deal with stress? Dude, we go out with our friends, we'll have a couple of bottles of beer. We'll go out with our friends, chit chat a little bit, and then go home, have video game, go home. We don't take it out on our partner. Like I never like come home tired from hosting or working or having an event that we did the whole day, and I come home and I'm like pissed off at my wife. Or like I'm like taking it out on her. But with women, and I'm not like pinpointing at my wife specifically, but with women, I noticed that the stress gets to them. If they've been working, if they've been very busy,
Right. Would you
they
rather
welcome
have her
it.
go to her friends and have a bottle of beer?
No, no, I'm not. No, because that's not how they deal with it. What they do is they take it out on their husbands. That's what I'm
Yeah, because
saying.
they
That's what
can't
I'm
do it.
trying to
Because they can't. If they could do it, they would do it.
do. What?
What makes you think they don't want to do that? What makes you think they don't want
Do
to go with their
what? Do what?
friends and get a bottle of beer, go video key?
Well, what makes them think they can't? I never stopped my wife from doing that.
Yeah, but
Like she would
see
do it. She'd have
that's the thing.
coffee
It's because of like I don't know, like maybe is it
because they don't want to
um
do it because that's not their thing. They're not programmed to deal with stress that way. They're meant to be emotional. We're meant to cover up our emotions. Like I said,
all
tired
right.
day at work.
Mm.
You know what? I've never had like okay, you see this typical situation where the husband's tired, he comes home, and then the wife gives him a massage, massages his head. Never happened to me. And I'm not taking it out. I'm not saying my wife, like, because I've never been that tired to deserve that. I've never been that tired to deserve it. She's probably thinking, he's a DJ. What is he doing? Slacking off the whole day, calls it
I've
work.
never seen my
You
mom
know,
massage my dad. What are you talking
I
about?
know
You see that
exactly.
in the
See, that's what
movies. That's not
I
true.
know.
I've never
That's
seen
what
my
I'm.
mom
It's not
massage my
true.
dad.
I've never.
I always
It's
see
so.
my dad massage my mom.
That's true.
It's
You
always the
see,
other around. It's
because
always the
when
other way around.
women, okay, I don't want to say when women, but in most cases,
Be
it
careful.
stresses them out differently. It stresses them out differently. I feel
Oh,
it.
I
Like if
don't
my wife
know.
is
I don't
tired,
know.
she gets grouchy. Like she gets cranky, man. Like me, it's like I feel like, well, I'm tired. I'm just quiet.
Well,
Like
have you
if I
talked to
wanna,
her about it?
you
Have
know,
you talked to her about it? Like, hey, Irish, you know what? You don't have to take it out on me. If you want to go out with your friends, like you can do that. It's fine. Have you ever told her that? Because she
no,
might
no,
like,
dude,
all right,
because
really? Thanks. I
no,
appreciate it. I
no,
wouldn't do that
no, because
anymore.
what?
I wouldn't take it
No, I
out on
think
you
it's because
anymore.
no, it's because what happens is when the wife sees the husband chilling and she's working her butt off, she feels like, hold on, why are you like? But for me, like if I see her asleep, I would not wake her up. If I see her having fun and I'm working my butt off, like I'm
No,
fixing the
me and my
faucet or
wife.
something.
All right,
I
okay,
don't know. I
yeah,
never take it out on my wife.
yeah.
Like I don't know why
I get your
why
point.
women
I
get
get your
moody
point. But
about that
me, no,
stuff.
I it gets to me. So I get mad at Snow. I get mad at her. That
When
happens
you're
to me.
stressed, when you're
Right, when
stressed.
I'm stressed and whatnot, especially when the
Okay.
pandemic
All right.
hit. So
I'm not
now,
like that. I'm
like,
not,
but even before that, so we were like we always have our me time. So she can go out with her friends, whatever. She can go to Nagoya. She can go on drinking, whatever. So we always have that. We are on schedule. So that's why, like,
okay.
but for the most part, even I think from 2 years ago or from 3 years ago, she's the one who's been more, like outgoing in a way because I don't drink, but she can drink. Like she'll drink like
Yes.
a bottle or two, but she doesn't really drink beer. She drinks like ladies drink, and she's with
Yes. Yes.
friends like her friends are
My
they're
wife
nice.
drinks too. My wife drinks too, but
So
she
she
doesn't.
goes
She chooses
out, she
not to.
drinks, and like she comes home like I don't know, like early in the morning, or sometimes I even allow her like, oh, if you want to like stay for the night, like with Chris or whoever, it's fine with me. Like like yeah, I'm fine with Snow. Like it's okay. Because me, I don't have a crew here, so it's more of like it makes sense. Like, well, all right, she has a crew, she has friends, you can go out,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
fine,
I
we can do
got you.
that.
I got you.
So
Yeah. You have
me,
friends, but not a crew. Yeah.
yeah, I don't have a crew here, so I can't do those things. She doesn't play basketball. I play basketball. So when my basketball day comes, she can't bother me with it. Like for example, now I play Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays. So that's my day. If it's my basketball day, you can't tell me not to play basketball. Because when you say you're going out, I'm like, oh, I'm going out on well, blah blah blah. All
So
right,
she
fine.
has to make sure that her schedule is
Yeah,
revolves
it's a
around watching the
scheduling
kid.
issue with us. It's like
Okay.
it's always a
Okay.
schedule. Like the issue is always with the schedule. So she can do like because we know because probably living in a developed country, it's probably one of those things. So we don't want to be stressed out. Like so I don't want to be stressed out. She doesn't want to be stressed out. So we always like talk about like if you have plans, if you're making plans, you let me know, and if I'm making plans, I'll let you know so we can arrange the schedule. Especially that
Mm-hmm.
that we have a kid because we're not like we're not just a couple anymore. We have a kid. We're a family. So somebody has to be with Snow, and we don't have anybody with us. So people will be like, "Oh, why are you not out together?" Because we can't be out together. We can't do that. I can't go to Nagoya
Mm-hmm.
with her because we have a kid. Where will we leave our kid? It's not like the Philippines. You can take your kid. You can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
You can
always
even
like
leave
people would
you can even leave your kid with friends here.
exactly, yeah.
Oh,
So
kay
people
ninong ka
would be
muna,
like,
kay ninang ka muna, right?
yeah, right. So you can't do that. So people would be looking at her photos, and people would be like, "Oh, are you guys okay?" I'm like, yeah, we're okay. What are you talking about? Like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't see him in your pictures, and like you're out with your friends. Like, yeah, because
She has her own thing.
why would he be in my pictures? He's looking after my kid. I'm out with my friends, so she's always
Exactly.
yeah. And people have that impression, like, oh, you're not together, you're having problems. No, we're not having problems. We're just doing,
Scheduling
what's to be
problems. Yeah,
done.
that's what you have.
Yeah, we have problems,
That's
scheduling
true.
problems.
Like,
We have to do things. We have to deal with adult problems. These are adult problems, right?
yes.
You can't like, oh,
Yeah.
you're going out.
Yeah.
I'm going out too. I'm like, no, you can't do that. What are you? What, 17
Okay.
years old?
How does she deal with stress? She goes out. She can drink, and that's how she deals. Because my wife, I don't
No,
know
she
how she
doesn't do
deals
that
with
all
her
the
stress.
time. Like what she does now is that she goes like, okay, she would like, okay, if you're not doing a show, like for example, Tuesday, and I don't have basketball, it's her turn to like go running, or she does her yoga thing.
Mhm.
Um, so I can't bother her with that. So I have to be with Snow, like sleeping and whatnot, get Snow ready and whatnot. So we have to take turns. So if I'm doing something
Yes.
like I have a show tonight, so she has to be with Snow, by the time that Snow is going to bed. But tomorrow it's a
Yes.
Tuesday, so it's me and Snow, and she'll be running, or she'll be doing her yoga thing, or her, I don't know, like whatever workout she does. So we have to do that. Like, so Monday's mine, Tuesday's hers, Wednesday would be mine for basketball. So Thursday we have a show, but then I have to make sure that Snow is already done early because now we're doing Thursdays now. So everything has to be like done with Snow so that she
Yeah.
could do what she wants to do on Thursday. Then Friday, yeah, it's her time too because I don't have anything on Friday, just the like Snow swimming and that's it. Then Saturday, that's like I have basketball in the afternoon, but then Snow still comes with me on my morning job. I have a part time job in the morning, so she comes with me. Then that time that Snow is with me, that's her free time. She can do whatever she wants. It's either she
Got it.
cleans the house or she does something else. So
So
it's
your
yeah.
basketball is your distress. That's how you, right?
Yeah,
Kind
because
of.
I don't have a crew like you guys, so I it's not like I
See,
can go out with
uh,
people because I
okay,
don't drink,
I
and
don't
you
have a.
guys understand that I don't drink. People here don't
I know, but
understand. Like, why don't you drink? Well, I don't
here's the
drink.
thing that I here's the thing that I know. I don't drink either. Like that's not my distressor. I've realized that a long time ago. Drinking, smoking, that's not. I don't need that stuff to distress. I don't even need my crew to distress. Like I haven't seen them. I haven't hung out with them in the longest time, and I'm fine. Now the problem with me is I distress by playing video games, and when you sit there and you play video games, and your wife or wherever can see you doing that, it doesn't look like a very productive activity. Unlike, oh, I'm gonna go biking with my friends. So like if I was the outdoor type of guy and I go biking and I'm gone the whole day because I went to like Bukidnon or something on my bike, I think the wife wouldn't feel that so much. Like, oh, okay, at least he was being healthy. At least but at the end of the day, I really wasn't helping anybody out. I still was it was still my day off, you know.
Does she
It's
get
just
pissed
that
because you're not like? I mean, is she
I
pissed because
guess
you're
because
just doing video
it's
games?
cabin fever, man. I think it's cabin
All right.
fever because we always see each other,
Maybe
and
she
you
wants
just
you to
like we're
be
not used.
healthy. Maybe she wants you to be healthy. Maybe that's the
No,
whole point.
she's
When she gets
no,
pissed,
I'm
come
no,
out,
I'm
do
okay.
biking, go running,
I keep.
stop doing video
You know,
games.
you know what? I can actually do that. Say I'm gonna go biking, and then I'll go to a friend's house and play video games there. You know,
All right,
that should
yeah.
teach her a thing or two. But I don't think she doesn't really get to my. In fairness to her, she doesn't get on my case because I play video games. I'm just saying it's like I feel the tension because like you're there, and like I said, it's like what makes it different from a guy riding his bike the whole day? What makes different from a guy scheduled to play basketball for how many hours with his friends? It's just because when you play video games, it's just like it's a slacker activity. It's like a loser activity. It's like people see you and like you're playing video games again, like, and I'm like, yeah, but it's baseball, it's sports. But I
I'm
mean, what
playing
I'm saying is,
basketball,
okay,
NBA
sure,
2K22.
I'll go buy a bike and take that big risk of getting in an accident and quite possibly being in a hospital and you having spent a lot of money and you being stuck with the kids because I'm incapacitated or disabled. So, but I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying it's like, that's not my thing. You know, it's like I run around the neighborhood. That's the exercise that I do. And
Okay, people. So
my
this is one of those useless arguments in life.
it
Nobody
is.
wins.
It is. Nobody wins. Nobody wins because like I said, if somebody does that activity, like okay, I went riding a bike, I went all the way to Bukidnon, and then I'll show it off on Facebook. Now I don't know how the wife would feel about that. Will she be proud? Oh, my husband's so macho. He went to Bukidnon on a bike, as compared to this girl's husband who played video games all day. But at the end of the day, it's the same freaking thing. We're just distressing. Like it's not like he won a medal. It's not like he got paid for going to Bukidnon. In fact, he probably spent a lot more for buying that bike, you know, or whatever it is that he did to wear that outfit and stuff. All I do is like I'm at home. I can watch the kid. If she needs me, she's at my beck and call. I'm at her beck and call. You know, like I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not with a woman. I'm not, you know, I'm sitting there playing video games. But sometimes I feel like it's such a discriminated activity. Like a 47-year-old is not supposed to play video games. But you know what? When you think about it, your husband's there. He's not doing anything bad. He's not doing any harm to anybody. It's an activity. He bought a game. That game will last him a year, literally, because that's how long the season is for the baseball game or basketball game that I play. So it actually copies the whole season of the sport. And that's it. And for me, it's like I'm dealing with it. Okay, like I'm not as stressed as most people are because of the pandemic because I'm used to an indoor activity. And I don't have to go out and buy a bike just because everybody's doing it. And I'm not going to do it just because it makes me look busier. Like I'm not. It's just, and I think that's why I'm wondering what my wife, how she distresses. And now she's on a workout thing, and when she starts working out, she starts working out. And I think that's how she's able to distress, is when she works out. Because before the pandemic hit, she was taking up boxing, and she was really, really good. She was really religious about it, and she really lost a lot of weight. And she was on a keto diet and all that stuff. And now she's back working out again and losing weight again. And that's how she works out. Like I told you, my wife is ADHD. She's ADHD. She always has to do something physical, And I'm the type of guy who's like, it's my mind that's running, but my body's like, okay, hold on. Here's what I keep telling her. I don't know if she's buying this excuse.
Oh, she's ADHD. I'm lazy.
What are? Yeah, no.
I'm just sitting down here chilling.
It makes me look worse. That's what I'm saying. It makes me look worse.
Like I said,
help me out here. Help me out here.
Like I said, you don't need to do any of those shit. Like whatever you're thinking that you're supposed to be doing, you don't need to do any of those. You're fine. You're 47. You're fine.
I am being,
It's just it's just you thinking about these things. For all we know, your wife's not thinking about anything at all. She's not probably thinking about you playing games the whole day. She probably doesn't even mind.
That's what I like about Ice, man.
You're overthinking.
That's what I like about Ice. It's like, you're like, that's what I like about you, bro.
Or maybe she's pissed. Maybe she's not pissed. It's just you who's pissed with yourself.
That's what I like about you, because like you have your own problems and demons that you have to deal with. And when you deal with them, you're like, I know. And I can't seem to help you out in your predicament. But when I have like these things bothering me, you seem to have the right things to say. And like, see, I told you. See, doesn't do that. It's like, but I don't know if it's like, if you can deal with your own problems like that way, because your problems are different. Like you don't have trivial problems. Like my trivial problems are like, I don't want my kid to have a bike, or my wife's probably pissed off I play video games. Your problems are not like that. Your problems are like, oh crap, I have to balance my budget. I have to pay for this house. You have like bigger fish to fry. But that's why my problems are like, they're like funny to you.
Probably.
Like,
no. I mean, no, because we are like I told you, we are in a different situation. You have a different situation. I have a different situation. So, your problems might seem trivial to some people, but they're actually not. That's a big problem for you.
Okay.
Like cabin fever. Okay. You're saying like, oh, we're having cabin fever here, and people will be like, what?
We're just like sick and tired
of
your
problem. But no, that's a real problem. That's an actual.
It's a real problem. Right? It's a real problem.
So even with that thing that you're talking about right now, where I'm always playing games, and maybe she's pissed, maybe she thinks I'm not really doing a lot of things, but for all you know, she's not thinking about those things. She just wants to bake. She just wants you to help out with a kid, and that's it. And she doesn't really think about anything at all.
No, she has her frustrations, because like
we all do. Women are. Who doesn't? I have my frustration. You have your frustration. My wife has her frustration.
Okay, I'll tell you this.
Frustrations.
Here's one big difference between women, and I'm not generalizing here, women and men, okay? Like a man, his dream is...
Hang on. Okay, like, before we move on, we have to Jepoy is tuned in. Gabby, all right?
Vitz, all right? Vitz.
And Vitz is also tuned in. Rod doesn't have a house in Japan. Yeah, but he has a house in Fairlanes. You have no idea.
Yeah.
All right,
it's a bowling alley.
I can trade. If he wants, I can trade anytime. I don't have a problem.
Really? I would too. Are you kidding me? Yeah, right. Trade. I've seen
Who
your neighborhood.
Want to play video games the whole day. I would love to do that.
Liar, you don't even play video games.
I would love not to recognize or to, not be able to know that it's already Monday.
Hey, hold on.
I would
retract
love to
that
have
statement.
That.
I don't play video games all day. There are days I don't play at all. And maximum time I play video games is maybe 2 hours a day.
Right, okay, whatever he's doing,
and like I
said, do it.
People ride their bikes all the way to Bukidnon. That's a whole day thing. I've never done that in my life.
See, I think Rod's problem is overthinking. That's his problem. I mentioned something like, play
overthinking. My problem is I'm overthinking. No, my problem is I'm overthinking, but underdoing.
No, you know what?
I'm ADHD here.
Okay, hang on.
My wife is ADHD here.
All right. What do you suggest? Problem. Okay, we're doing a therapy for Rod here. Right? So I'm becoming the therapist now. I mean,
you're the shrink.
Really
I like that.
That you should. What? Okay, what do you suggest that you would do? Nothing.
Me?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you have nothing.
No.
I mean, you're okay. You're fine.
No. Because I don't want to. Okay. Here's the
You're paying the
thing.
bills. You don't have
No,
money
no. Here's the.
problems. You don't have
Here's.
debts and whatnot. So you're fine. So why
I mean,
think
there's that.
about these things about like,
There's,
oh, my wife's getting pissed, or maybe I'm not doing a lot, maybe I'm slacking off. You're not
yes,
the word
because she's
slacking
my
off
wife.
came
It
from your
matters.
mouth.
It matters to me what my wife thinks. I
No, but
mean, like,
did you actually say that you were slacking off? Did she said that
dude,
to
I'm
you?
not. Dude, I'm not. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not manhid. Like I can feel
No,
tension
no,
when
but
there's tension. I mean, I'm
did
not
she
stupid.
say it? Did she say it?
No, she'll say it to
She
like
hasn't
Raj,
said
but I
it.
know it's directed to me. You know
See,
how sometimes
you
people
are
say things to
overthinking.
somebody, but they act. No, man. I'm just like
Man, you're
I'm
just
not. I wasn't
anxious.
born
You're
yesterday.
just you're just anxious. You're thinking that. She's not
No,
thinking that. You're
it's
thinking
like
that. See?
it.
We're
And
even
you,
arguing about it. The
no, no, no.
simplest way is to go to her and like, hey, do you think I'm useless? And she'd be like, what? What are you
Yes,
talking
she'll
about?
say yeah. Yes, you are. You don't know my wife well enough. She will tell me to my face. Now, okay, I'm not. That's not even the problem here. I don't even care what she thinks about that situation because she knows me. Like she knows me. Like like I told you, I'm the type of guy. Like if you put me in an uncomfortable situation, you you know what? Like like I said, we would be in Toril already. And if I don't like the shirt I'm wearing, I will make a U-turn and come back to Lanang to change
See?
my shirt. So I'm
Exactly,
the
because
type of
that's
and I've
you.
had this many
Because you're
times. My mom,
overthinking. The
I did
shirt's
it with the
probably
upcut.
the
I did it with the upcut. I
exactly, yeah.
walked away from the upcut
So the
even if my
problem
mom was
here,
saying
so the problem
the,
here is who? Who's the problem here?
the problem here is we're always looking and we're like you're always stuck with
Who's
each
the
other that
problem here?
you're looking for faults already. You
Rod.
know?
Who's the problem here? You
Me.
know the answer, Halsey. There you
Yes, of
go.
course.
There you
Me.
go. No, it's you in your thoughts. It's you in your thoughts. It's not actually you. It's your thoughts. What the things that you're thinking. But people
Dude, you
around
know
you don't
what?
really. Okay, you didn't
Dude,
take the
you know
upcat.
what? Yeah, hold on. You know what my wish is sometimes?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I wish you could I just wish that sometimes you could actually say that it's a fault to work too hard.
You see, here's the thing. So you're thinking about these things. Like, okay, hang on. Some people just like to work too hard. Yeah. And some people don't want to
Even
work
if
too
there are
hard.
no results. Even if there are no
Yeah, because
results.
that's who they are. But the
Bay,
thing with you is,
ilang katuig na kadiri ka trabaho, bay? Bay, mga 50
all
years
right,
na ko, bay. Yan na kay
see,
sakyanan.
because
Bike lang yapon.
that's what they want to do. But the thing is, whether you don't want to
Not
do
what they
that, and
want to
it's
do. They
fine.
don't have a choice, dude. They don't. Nobody wants to
Well,
work
I
for
don't
50
know.
years and still
All
ride a
right.
bike.
Well, that I don't know, right? But the thing is, okay, because we're talking about you here. We're talking about you here. So you're saying things, and you're like, no, blah 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 blah. My wife, my mom. But okay, here's the thing: you did not take the UP test.
No, I
And
didn't.
what happened? Like, no, I mean, did your mom think? I mean, did she think less of you because you didn't take the test, or you
She
didn't
didn't
go
know
to
that I walked
UP?
out of it.
Oh
She
yeah,
didn't
but
know I
well,
walked out of it.
okay,
She
you
thought
did not
I was
finish.
like,
You did not finish in UP. Does your mom and your aunt think less of you because of that?
but those are different.
It's the
I don't
same
live with
thing. You're
them.
saying it's different.
I
Yeah, but the
don't
thing.
live with them. Like my,
Okay,
I don't live with my mom. She'll call me like thrice a month.
okay, hang
You
on.
think I can?
That's why I asked you. I asked you earlier. Has Irish ever said you're useless? She has not. Yeah, she hasn't told
Well,
you like,
actually,
oh, you're
she has.
useless. No, when you're having fights and whatnot. I mean,
Of
I
course.
got that. I got that.
It's not.
I mean,
She
that's
doesn't
like in
say
the
that when
heat of
it's
the
my
moment,
anniversary.
right? I
Dude,
mean,
I
in the heat
mean,
of the
but
moment.
I'm not. Look. I know it's my fault, but like I said, okay, like I'm caught between a rock and a hard place. I know it's my fault, but what am I supposed to do? Get a job I don't like and resign after a month just to prove that I can get a job? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if an opportunity comes up, like this show, if this show works out, then good. If it doesn't work out, well then. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying?
I
It's
know, I know,
like
I know. I know what
it's
you're
like
saying. I know
you.
what you're
Okay,
saying.
it's like you. You're a hardworking guy. I know you. You're a dedicated guy. But you dreaded every day that you were working at that factory, right?
I did. I did.
You were not bouncing and dancing and skipping, going, I'm going to work. I have a job today. Whoopee. I'm gonna assemble
It's
a
not even
camera
about
the
the
whole
job. It's
freaking day.
about the people who works there as well.
Okay.
It's not even about the job
See?
itself. The job was fine.
There you
The
go.
job was fine. The people
There
I
you
work
go.
with, they were just like idiots. So I
And
mean,
and
not
you're a
all of them, not
flexible,
all of them, most of them.
hardworking guy. You've gone through the needle, the whole of the needle to survive. I'm the type of guy who's like, dude, I have to be in my comfort zone. And
I
you could say
understand you
what you
because
want. You know,
I agree with you because at that point in my life, if I
why
didn't
is
get
that
a
a
teaching
fault?
job, if I didn't get a teaching job, I would have gone home. That like I was like I'm giving myself 6 months, and if nothing happens, if I can't get out of the factory work, I would leave. I would go back home and I'll find a job there. Whatever. If I can go back to radio, I'll go back to radio. If I can't, then fine, I'll find something else. Because it was more of the people that I work with. Like I'm surrounded by
I agree.
people whom I mean
Exactly.
they don't have a positive if effect on my life. They don't
Okay.
have a
Well,
positive impact on my life.
dude, thank you for saying that and proving to me and to the people out there who probably judge me that I'm not the only one who feels that way about being in a healthy workspace emotionally.
Right.
You know, because like my wife, right? She loves
Yes.
to work. She's a workaholic. But if she had a job that stresses her out, that I know she hates, but she just has to do it, you know, I'm definitely gonna tell her, babe, resign. If we can make ends meet, let's make ends meet. Because yeah, we're making ends meet, but you're dying. You know, like
That's what my dad
emotionally, you're
always
being
say.
tortured. You
That's
don't.
what my
Life's
dad
too
always say.
short. Life's too
Exactly.
freaking short to be torturing yourself every day.
Exactly.
Find another way to make ends meet. You know, because
Exactly.
like especially if you have talent. Unfortunately for me, my talent is drawing. I'm an artistic, creative guy. Unfortunately, that doesn't pay well in the Philippines. You know why?
Hmm.
Because everybody is artistic and creative here. I know people who work in UM. I know Joe Fisher's dad. He has friends who are artists. Paconla Art and Sign. I used to idolize that guy. He used to make these billboards for movies and make Rudy Fernandez
Yes.
look like Lito
He's
Lapid.
he
But I looked up to
Paconla.
that guy. Dante Barona
That's
looks like
nostalgic.
Babalu.
That is so
But
nostalgic. Paconla.
yes,
And
I looked up to that guy. But where
oh
is he
my god,
now?
what happened?
Where
Where is he
is
now?
he
Where is he
now?
now?
Did he
Okay,
I don't
that's the
know. Did he
question. Where
build
is
an
he now? I
empire?
don't know. Nobody knows.
That's what unfortunately for me, the thing that I love to do, which is drawing,
Mr.
does
Paconla,
not
where
pay
the hell are
well.
you?
There are no animators in Davao. I have 50 million friends on Facebook who can draw better than me, and they're not making a cent out of that talent. That's sad. And it's not
Right.
my fault. I'm not going to force myself to be a salesman if I can't sell squat. So
Exactly.
just to
So
prove that I
okay, hang
can
on. So
work. I mean,
right,
it's just not me. You
you
know, I'm
really don't
sorry.
have to. Right. Nobody.
I'm
Okay.
thankful that I
Okay.
don't.
Rod. Now I'm getting pissed here. I'm getting pissed here.
Why?
All right.
Why get it
I'm getting
pissed?
pissed here. I'm getting pissed because
I
clearly
love
someone's
this
stressing you
argument.
out. Someone's stressing you out.
No, I'm stressing
Who's
somebody
hang on, hang
out.
on.
It's stressing me out because I'm stressing
Who
somebody out.
who's stressing you out? Because I am going to deal with these people. Who are they?
Nobody. No,
Nobody,
I
right?
feel
It's in
like,
your head. That's what I'm saying. It's in your head. You don't have to think
well,
about these things. Don't think about these things. You're fine. You're perfectly
dude, I
fine.
do think about them. I do think about them. I
Stop
do.
thinking
Like I
about
lie
it.
down in
Stop thinking
bed
about
in the
it.
middle of the night. You know, it's like,
And you think about like
you
what
know,
other people might think. Come on, right? I
no, I
mean, who
don't really worry
cares?
about that stuff, dude.
See?
Like other people, I don't really care. Here's my priority list, okay, in my
Okay, so
life.
who are
My
you really
priority
worried
list:
about?
my
Irish,
wife, my wife, my kids, my wife, my kids. That's it.
Raj is
My wife, my
happy.
kids. That's it.
Raj,
That's my
Raj
priority.
is always with you. All right, Raj
He hates me
is
too.
hanging
He's
out.
like, you know,
Of course, well, Snow hates me. All right, like she hates me, but then she comes over here and like kiss me goodnight or whatever.
yeah, Raj,
But
come
she
here.
hates me for
Let's
the
pop
most
by.
part. Right? Like, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, they all hate us. Our kids, like, I mean,
I love
yeah,
it.
kids. See,
I love it.
all right,
He's
your
gonna be
kid.
10 years old next month, man.
Oh, happy,
You
yeah, of
know,
course, like August,
he
yeah. Happy
his
birthday,
dad.
Raj.
I
I
told him. I
told
told
you.
him. I keep reminding him. I sidewar my son. I always like, son, you know, your dad's unemployed right now, and I'm always, you know, like I don't have a job,
But you'll
but
get
I'm
that bike
always
next
here.
month. Don't worry
No,
about it.
no, no. But I tell him I'm always here. I'm always here. I am here. Your dad's here. You know, I may be unemployed,
If you're
but I'm
stressed,
here.
just call. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, Jeff Hoy. All right, but yeah, so I'm just saying. I told my son that's like, yeah, I'm unemployed. That's unemployed, but I'm here. All right,
All
and I
right,
think
so
that's very
here's the
important.
thing.
You know,
It's, I mean, okay, you're saying these things. I can say that to my daughter as well. I mean, I don't earn that much. We have neighbors here who have like twice a year bonus. They get a lot of money. They have bigger cars and whatnot. I can think about those
but you're
things, and that would
employed.
bother me.
You're
Yeah, then
employed.
she would
Nobody can
say
say
like,
you're not doing anything.
no, but
Like
yeah, but
I
then I
can.
mean, yeah, you're saying that, but I could think that they might be saying like, that's the best you got, boy. That's the best you got, right? See, it's nobody wins
That's true.
these things. Nobody wins these things. So what I'm
That's
saying
true.
is like it doesn't really matter. I mean, we have our own situation. I deal with my problems right now. I'm in this situation and I have problems because I'm in this situation. My
Yeah.
situation has certain problems. People have
Yeah.
more money,
You hungry?
have
Yeah.
different problems. They have probably bigger problems
Yeah.
than our problems right now. I mean,
Gotcha.
compared to
Yeah.
our problems are very simple. They're
I know, I
probably
know, I
very
know.
trivial
We
for
have
them,
funny problems. But I'll say I
right?
have to like feed my kid in a bit, so you better start talking in a bit. But hold on,
Right.
I gotta say this. All right, it's like I'm in a situation where I would really rather be unemployed than employed in a job that I hate. That's all I'm saying. Because you know why? Because I'm gonna age 10 times doing something I hate. And if I, I mean, I don't want to be unemployed, but then again, at the same time, it's like I don't want to be in a situation where every day I'm like dragging myself to work and then I'm
Dude,
earning peanuts,
you'll be
you know.
fine. You'll be fine. I mean, you have a house, you have two
No, I want to
cars.
start a business. The thing is, I suck at it. But then again, you know what? The funny thing is, I spoke to Mao about this. I'm like, dude, I want to start a business. And Mao's like, are you stupid? Your wife has a business. You already have a business. What do you just expand on that?
Clearly,
I'm
Chuck.
like, whoa,
Clearly,
Eureka!
you know what, Chuck. I mean, maybe you're
Eureka!
listening, maybe you're not, but Chuck, yes, clearly, he
See?
is stupid. Clearly, I want to start a business. What the hell, are you stupid? Yeah, he's a really good friend because he was like, "Are you stupid or
I
something?"
know. He's like,
You have a
what?
business.
Your wife already has a business. You
You
already
see,
have a business.
because
I'm
you're the
like,
only one who's thinking about these
Eureka!
things. You're the only one who's thinking about these things. You're even competing with your wife. You're not supposed to compete with your wife. Your
I'm
wife
not
has a
competing
business.
with her.
You're
I
supporting
just don't
her.
want to. I just don't want to feel guilty every time I'm holding a controller and she's like holding a mixer. Like it makes me look 10 million times worse.
Okay, hang on.
Here's the thing.
What do you
Okay,
want to do?
like
Hold the mixer too? You want to hold the
okay,
mixer too?
okay,
You
hold
can't.
on. You've seen what's the title of that movie where what's his name? Owen Wilson like started living with what's his name and like he literally like slept in the couch and was
Yeah,
getting in
I've
the
seen
way
I've seen that
of
movie.
his
I saw that
he was
movie.
like he was like a slacker friend and he was like
That
get
was a
out of the
nice
house
movie.
or what is that
I
right
forgot.
like
But
see
the soundtrack was "Fix You"
I know yes Coldplay
Coldplay.
yes
I
I
love
know
that movie. What was the
what is
title of
that
that movie?
movie
I
and
watched that alone.
he's like he was like ruining the relationship already and he was like he was trying to be like a good friend not to kick his friend out like brutally or frankly but and yeah you know what I'm saying it's like
Yeah, I
it's
mean, there you go. Chuck already gave you an answer. Like, are you stupid? You already have a business. You have a business.
that's true
It's your
that's
business.
true
It's not just your wife's business. It's your business.
that's true that's
Her
true
last name is Rodriguez. Your last name is
yeah
Rodriguez. That's actually your last name, and she took it.
that's true
And so
I know
now it's your business. It's
because
both your
I don't want to
business.
work man you know what the
You run
hardest
errands
thing
for her. You run
I
errands for
do
your
I do
mom and
not
your
not, not
aunt.
not
So
as
that
much
means you're
because of the
helping out.
delivery people. Yeah, I
Here's the
complain
thing,
though.
too. Don't worry
I'm a
about.
bad husband. I'm a bad husband. I
No,
complain.
see,
Like, babe, can
all
you
right.
deliver this cake?
My mother never said anything about my dad. My dad wasn't the best provider in the world. I told you we had financial problems. We have a lot of financial
Your
problems
your
growing
electricity
up.
got cut
You know,
off. Your
it
blah
was
blah blah
always
blah blah.
like
Yeah, yeah.
it was yeah it was yeah
But
it was
your mom never
a
like
tough
made
journey.
your dad feel like he wasn't. You
Full
know.
of ups and downs. But I've never heard my mom said anything about my dad that's negative. Like she never said that my dad's a bad husband. She never said that my dad was a bad father. I never heard her say that. And there were times that we were starving, that starving. I'm not even ashamed to, like to
Okay.
admit that. We
Well,
were
when
starving when we were like little kids, and there were times that when
well,
we were like already older, we were still starving. You know,
yeah. Well, okay.
there would be times that
Let
we'd
me
be
ask,
full and we'd be
let
eating
me
a
ask you:
lot.
were there times when your mom was about to say something about your dad, and your dad was going?
No, my dad never
No, I'm
did
kidding. I'm
that. My
kidding.
dad was just
I'm
like
kidding, man. I'm kidding. I
my
know.
my
I
mom would
know.
do that. My mom would
I
like
know.
throw stuff on
You're
his
scared of
face,
your. You told me
and
you're scared of
you
your
couldn't do
mom,
anything
right?
about it. Yeah. So yeah.
I know.
So
I know. I
so
know.
you see that's the thing.
I
Like
know.
me too. Like
I admire that.
I've said
I
stuff.
admire that about your parents.
I've said stuff um to my father that were not really, like pleasant. And
But your mom never.
my mom never did, but me, because we're like,
She's a strong
like,
woman. She is a strong
same
woman.
pulse, don't attract. So me and my dad were kind of the same. So there are times that I would like say things, and I grew up in a house where it's liberal values. Like sometimes liberal values becomes like no value because I'm being disrespectful to my dad, but my dad let it slip. Like I would say things to him, like, no, I don't want to be like you. I don't want to be in a position where my kids can't eat, or we like not have any electricity and whatnot. I would like say things to him, and he would just like, well, all right, whatever. Like, you'll get there. You'll have a family in the future. You'll be there. You'll know what it's like. So I'm not gonna argue with you. He wouldn't even like, like argue with me on that. Like even if I say like not so pleasant things about like his situation or the things that he went through, he would just like shrug it off, and he'd just say like, it's fine. Like I did say things to him, but I didn't love him less, but it's because
Yeah,
of
yeah,
those
yeah.
arguments, like those,
Yes, yes.
heated moments. Yeah, I've said some stuff, but then most of those things, most of the things that I said, I didn't really mean. At the end of the day, I didn't have any regrets. My dad did
Mm.
what he had to do. I mean,
It
it was
wasn't
fine.
like to the bone or to the core. It was
Yeah,
like
exactly. I mean, I wouldn't be who I
you're just letting
am
some
if
emotions
not
out.
for
Yeah,
him and not for my mom.
yeah,
I mean, for not, like
yeah,
for who they are, I am who I am now. It's just like
yeah.
that. It's like, like, I mean, he wasn't the best provider. So what? Big deal. It's like, I mean, I'm fine now. So
You look
it's
at, yeah,
okay.
you guys survived. You made it through. We made you stronger.
I know. Like
It could be
growing up,
worse.
like every Christmas
I
party,
mean,
I can't get new
I,
stuff.
at least you grew up with your dad. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
And that's
like,
what I'm saying, yeah, right? Like, so we have like different problems, we have different situations. Like,
yeah.
it's not really that bad. You're thinking too much. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying is you're thinking too much. You're
I
fine.
just, I'm,
Irish
sa-
is fine. Raj is
dude,
fine. Rye is fine. Your neighbors,
I'm a
I don't know if
control
they're
freak,
fine, but
man.
you're fine. You're okay. See,
I'm a
that's
control
it.
freak because
You have to
no,
let go
because
of
you know
that.
how women are. It's like this is how they can be. I'm not gonna generalize again with women. I'm just saying like sometimes the opposite sex they're programmed in a way where women are like if they have problems, whether it's personal, whether it's family, whether it's with their relationships, their tendency is to open up about it to their friends, all right, to strangers, to whoever will sympathize with them. Guys, on the other hand, when we have problems, if it's like real issues, we clam up. Like never in my lifetime was I dumped by a girl or had financial problems or whatever, where I called my friends and cried my heart out and said, "Bye, bulagan ko niyan." Never did that in my life. I would clam up. I will drink beer, get drunk, go home, have a hangover. Hopefully the next day I'll forget about it. But women, especially now with Facebook and chat and all that, they'll have their frustrations and you wouldn't know about it. And you'd be surprised that all her friends know about it, but you don't. And it happens. And guys, on the other hand, we don't. Like I have a group chat with my guy friends. We chat all the time. Have I ever chatted you about like a personal issue? No, I've never like chatted any of my closest guy friends about I have a problem. Blah, blah. No, because we just don't have time for that crap. And guys are not very good giving advice when it comes to emotional and personal and family issues. Our answer will always be inom lang na bay. That's always our thing, right?
Shot, but I
Carpe
got.
diem. All right. Yeah, shot para ikat. So my thing is, I don't want to be that guy who's insensitive, but I also know myself, and I don't want to be like. Sometimes we end up doing things because we get pressured by peers. You enroll in a particular subject or course because your mom told you. You marry this person because your parents get along, or you buy this car because that's what Facebook said is the best car. Before you know it, you're driving a Tesla and you don't even have an electrical place to charge it here. So we end up doing things based on other people's input that we forget the biggest and most important input, your own. And if you don't know yourself, you will easily be manipulated. Whether you're a husband, you're a friend, you're a son, you're a brother, you will be manipulated because you don't have a foundation. I do, because I lived alone. I've had to think a lot by myself. I've had to live with people who I know did not prioritize me. And the only person that meant the most to me, passed away, many times, many years ago. And I just kind of like, I was sure of who I was. And kind of tough when you get married and you're with somebody who, obviously maybe doesn't really understand the whole of you. because they have their ideals based on maybe watching 50 Shades of Grey, maybe watching Twilight, maybe reading a novel, maybe talking to their friends and their supposedly ideal husbands. And I have those feelings where it's like, I'm not really the ideal husband. Heck, I'm not the ideal brother. I'm not the ideal son. I'm not the ideal friend because I didn't have that normal upbringing. I don't even know what it's like to be a normal dad, right? I don't
The
know what it is.
moral
I
of,
don't know how to behave, right? I don't
right.
know. I don't know how to be a husband. I never saw my dad do it to my mom. I never saw my dad do it to me as a dad.
The
You get
moral of the
me? You
story.
get me?
The moral
Useless
of the
argument.
story is the moral of the story is do not get married. We would always go back to that.
It's not
Do
about that.
not
I
get
wanted to get married.
married.
It's not that.
You wouldn't be
It's
having this
not
problem
that.
if you're not married. You'd
I
be
don't have
like
a
talking to
problem.
me and you'd be like, hey, dude, the
Dude,
chick I went out last Friday night? And I'm like,
dude,
really?
dude,
Who was that chick? I don't know.
I
Just
don't
some chick I
know.
met.
You want to know who's in my room right now? Who? My wife. You know who's listening to the show right now? Who? My wife. Now, I'll tell you this, bro. The problem is, I'm not even like, I'm not, what was it you said about like you get married, now you have a problem? No, I don't. It's not that I have a problem. I never have a problem. My problem is when somebody has a problem with me. Like, when I become the problem, that's when I
Unsa
have a
man
problem.
jud. Naging problema o wala?
Naay problema kay naay problema sa kuha. You get it? Do you get it?
See, I know, like, you know what? I'm confused. I know
Because
people who are
you
listening right now, they're confused too. Aren't you confused now? I'm
hold
very
on.
much confused.
What's the title of our episode?
Useless arguments that nobody wins.
Okay.
Okay, which
So
came first, the egg
we're
or the
living.
chicken? It's better to stick with that
Who has a
argument.
problem? Rod or his wife? I'm the problem. See, that's what I'm
No, I
saying.
mean,
Like, I don't
well,
want to
did
be a
she tell? Okay,
problem to
that's why I've been asking
anybody.
you. Did she tell you that you're the problem?
No, she doesn't have
See,
to,
then why are you saying that?
dude. No, but it's not that there is. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, it's like it just gets. I feel like it gets magnified when
No,
you're
no. Oh,
with
here's the
somebody
thing. Here's
who
the thing.
is like,
I went through something like couple
okay,
few months ago,
finally,
right?
you have a problem too. Thank
I
God I'm not the only one.
No, no. It's more of like it's like how mental health is real, right? Mental health is real, and um, it's different for each person, different for everybody. Yeah,
Like,
but
can you share? Like, I'll prepare food for my son, but keep talking because I can hear you. All
all
right,
right.
but talk to the
Okay,
audience.
so
I'll hear
all
you.
right.
I can hear
Okay,
you.
let's talk about Rod's dilemma and my
No,
dilemma.
no, talk about
Uh,
yours. Talk about. I'm hearing it.
well, yeah,
I just
well, not I'm not
I
well.
have to prepare food because I'm like, unlike other dads, I feed my kid hands
See,
on.
this is where it's coming from. Here, okay. The thing is, we think about a lot of stuff, and there's so many things that would bother us because there's so many things in our head. Like for example, um, thinking about like, oh, maybe I'm useless, maybe I'm playing too much games, maybe I'm not doing enough, whatever, blah blah blah. I mean, but then if I ask like, oh, has she told you? And like, oh, she didn't have to, but no, the point was she didn't say it. So probably it's not the case. It's just you thinking about it. So it's the same thing. It's like if you're doing something, no, if you're thinking about something and it's just you thinking it, that doesn't make it a fact. All right. You might think that it's a fact, but it's not a fact. You're just thinking it. It's just in your head. You can say like, oh, maybe I'm, like you can tell yourself like, oh, I'm the greatest guy in the world, but maybe that's just in your head. All right, yeah, that's just in your head. See, you're laughing about that, but then you can also think about like, oh, I'm the worst person in the world, but maybe you're not. It's just in your head, right? So if you're laughing about the fact that when you say, oh, I'm the greatest guy in the world, oh no, that's just in your head, and you're like laughing about it, right? Because yeah, because that's just in my head. But then if you're thinking about like, oh, I'm the worst person in the world, but that's just also in your head. And why can't you like accept that? Why are you not laughing about it? Because like, oh, because you really want to think that you're a bad guy. That's the problem right there.
I don't think I'm the worst person in the world. I just think I could be the worst person in the world to some people.
But
It's
but
like,
you're not. Because if you are, they would tell you, and they're not telling you that. They're not saying that to you. So you're not,
dude, you're not
dude. You're
walking
paying
in
the
my
bills.
shoes, man. You're not walking in my shoes, so you don't feel it.
No,
You
no,
can
like
only hear it from
we
my,
have. No, it's the same thing for. I mean, like I told you, we have different situations, we have different problems, and maybe your problems might seem trivial to others, and my problems would be trivial to you, and or other people. But it has weight. All right,
yeah, 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 yeah.
for the person concerned.
At least,
So
at least
I
for
was
us,
going
yeah.
through something. I was going through like intrusive thoughts and whatever, and it really
What was your?
bothered me a lot.
Let's talk about your issue. I'm coming back. All
No,
right.
it's
So
kind of like no, it's. I can't really get into the details, but it's more of like it's like these things that you think about, and it bothers you at some point, and you're becoming anxious. You have anxiety attacks already, and yeah, Monday therapy, Gabby. That's right. We're supposed to be talking about useless arguments,
hold on.
but Rod
You
started
have
all of
anxiety
this, so it spiraled into something really crazy. It's an avalanche already. So okay,
I know. I know. Let's do this. Let's do this.
so it's Monday therapy now. All right. Right, but like it gets into your head, and then it ruminates there. Then you start thinking about like, oh my god, what if, and those are just what ifs. They're not real. They're just what ifs. You can think about
Who told you
anything in the
that?
world. You can think anything in the world, and that's just in your head. All right. You can think you can think about a lot of things, good things and bad things, and these are just like in your head. It means nothing. They're just thoughts. All right. You think about like, oh, I'm so useless. Yeah. That's just your thoughts right there talking. I mean, you're not.
I don't think I'm useless, but I may seem useless to some people, based on their definition of
No,
useful.
you're not useless. See, if you're useless, if you're an actual useless person, you would be. There would be no roof above your head. All right.
I agree.
You would have no electricity right now. You would
I
have no
agree.
water right now. You won't have two cars right now. If you're really,
I won't be
really,
drinking
really
mug
useless.
root beer right now.
Exactly. So see, I mean, if you're like, oh well, I don't have a Ferrari, well then I mean that's a different story. But what I'm saying is like you're saying that, oh, I might be causing someone some discomfort
I don't
because
think I'm useless,
I'm
man.
being
I
mean.
know I'm not useless. You do the
So what do
worst
you
thing in the
think,
world.
really? What do you think?
That the other
Really? If you're
people
not useless.
that the other people might think I'm useless because they don't appreciate the usefulness. Like it's like like I told you, it's people will always want something that they don't have. So if they have a beautiful wife, they will always notice that she's dumb. And now if they have an intelligent wife, they will always notice that she's not that beautiful. Same with a
See,
husband.
why are you even thinking about these things?
No, I don't think that way. I have a beautiful and intelligent
No, I mean,
wife.
I don't even we don't even know if other people are talking about these things. You're saying these things. We haven't heard anybody saying these things around us. You know what I'm saying?
No. It's always that illustration about this person looking at a person on a bike, and that person on a bike looking at that person on a car, and that person in a car
I
looking at
know
that person on a
these are
helicopter.
all like
You
analogies
all
and
seen that
whatever, but
illustration, right?
yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Useless arguments. Okay, useless arguments. Here you go. Would you rather have a dad who is like super successful in his career, but you only see him like 1 month in a year? Or would you
Like I
rather have a
said,
dad
see?
who's like, useless arguments. You would rather have a dad who's always there, you can always talk to him, play
I
with
know.
him,
So
go
what
to
I'm
church with
saying
him,
is, what I'm
do
saying
that stuff
is,
with him, but
no,
he ain't all that in his
you
career.
can't have that. Well, you see, I'm a very pragmatic person. So me, I can't get into those sort of like would you rather or what if like games because
It's a useless
well
argument.
yeah, we can't be in that situation. Like no, I've never been
Would
in
you
that situation. My dad was
would you
always
rather have
around,
a wife
and we didn't have
who's
a lot.
or a mom, or let's say, would you rather have a wife who's like you're like super successful and super like we don't even care about that, right? Guys don't even care. Guys don't even care. Well, we actually had a conversation about this, and you actually want your wife to be like you
Yeah.
don't want a woman who's like broke, right?
Right.
You mentioned that like specifically. Like
Yeah,
for
but,
me,
like,
it's like it doesn't matter. But
I can't.
man, I don't know.
It can't be in that sort of mindset that, oh, what if I have a wife? Like I can't, because I already have a wife, and she is what she is, and for the most part, she's like we both complement each other. So we still have problems. We still have arguments. We
Okay.
fight. I mean,
Okay, how do you
I mean,
compliment each other? Like she works hard, you're lazy.
No, I mean, no, it's more of like, okay,
I,
I'll do
I
what
think
you
you
can't
complement
do.
each other
So
if you're kind of like,
no, it's more of like, okay, if you can't do it, I'll do it, and if I can't do it, you do it. I mean, it's just that. Like, okay, you don't want to do it. All
okay.
right, fine, I'll do it. I don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. All right, okay, let's not do it. It's
Like
just like,
you're both kind of like flexible in a way, right?
well, we have to be. I mean, to make it work, both of you have
Yeah.
to be flexible. I mean, if
Yeah.
somebody is going to be a hard ass, then that would be difficult to solve. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like we always have to talk things over. It's always about talking things over.
You think
Like in
opposites attract?
probably, but I don't know.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Since
I
we're useless arguments, do you think a couple who are opposites will have a higher rate of succeeding in their relationship than a couple who are similar?
no,
What's your like?
I don't
Just
know.
based on your, like,
I
man,
don't know. I mean, it really
like for
depends on
example,
people. But for me, I'd go for people who have um like similarities. If you have similarities, it's safer to say that you'd be okay because you like
so if
same
you're both like
things, you do the
dominant,
same things.
it will work out.
Um, well, I think so. I mean, if you're
Like, I
both
mean,
dominant and you can work it out, I mean, you can work it out. I
if you're
mean,
dominant, you're not gonna work it out. You're dominant. Like for example,
well,
just
yeah,
planning
but
your wedding, you'd be like, no, I want this. No, I want this. I mean, that's just the planning the wedding. That's already
then
like
you
no
do
one
it.
wants to give
Yeah,
way because
yeah,
you're dominant.
but then you can meet in the middle. So
You're
that would make it
dominant.
perfect.
Dominant people don't meet in the middle. I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
it's
well,
like
then no, that's not dominant. That's being difficult.
that's like,
Dominant
dude,
people
that's like
can be reasonable sometimes. No, I mean they're dominant people who are reasonable. Like even Shaq. Shaq knows he can't do free throws. He's dominant, but he can't do free throws, and he knows that.
yeah, but you know what happened with Kobe and Shaq together? Yeah, they won
Nah, it was just
championships, but
like
you know how that worked out. They hated each other's guts. I mean,
yeah,
let's not
because
beat around the bush here, right?
yeah, but it was
And
more
the
of
thing why
it was more
Michael
of
Jordan
a
worked out with Scottie Pippen because Scottie Pippen was willing to be the second guy, and he won them 6 championships. I mean, you've seen all these super teams, right? And this is just basketball. I mean, my take is I'm not saying that two people who are similar can't work out, but in a way, for me, it's like I think it kind of helps because if you're similar, that's like saying like you're both guys or you're both girls or you're both tall or you're both short. I mean, it's like it doesn't create balance. Like if you're tall and then you marry somebody who's tall, you're gonna have Bonel Balingit as your kid.
no, I just don't get that. Like
If
from
you're
like at least for me, it's more of like I'm married to someone because we both like the same things. We both like to talk. She talks a lot. I talk a lot. Like for some people, they might think my wife's quiet. No, she's not quiet. She's not. No, she talks a lot. So that's why we end
I
up
know she
like
does too.
sleeping late. We sleep
Because you
late because
talk.
we always talk. Because I can't stop talking, she can't stop talking. So that's the way it
No,
is.
I went
She
through
wants to
that
have a
stage
good
with my wife too.
career. I want to have a good career as well. I don't want to be out of a job. She doesn't want to be out of a job. Like even after like she had a baby, she would still work. Like it never crossed her mind that she wouldn't work. It never crossed her mind that she'd just stay at home and take care of the kid. It never crossed her mind. And I was like, and I'm happy for that.
Because you were
Because
willing to give you were willing to
yeah, because
make
I mean,
way.
like
Like,
no, because
okay,
I'm thinking like, yeah, we both finished university. Then yeah, of course you have to do something. I mean, you didn't finish university just to like take care of your kids. I mean, we can still take care of
yeah,
our kids even if we like follow up on or follow through with like what we started. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
So like
yeah, yeah.
even before she became a teacher, I was the one pushing her. Like if I could do it, you can do it. I mean, if other
So
people
you
could do it,
hold on. So who
why
was the
can't you
teacher?
do
You
it?
were the teacher first.
I was a teacher first. It took
You
years
okay?
before she did. I really have to fight with her
What
on
was she
this.
doing the whole time before she
No,
became a
she was like in
teacher?
a factory. She was like working in
Oh,
different
she
factories and
stayed
whatnot.
there. She stayed there when you left.
No, remember when she was like going back to the Philippines to start a business? And she was like
Okay,
trying to
got it,
get
got it.
away she was trying
Okay,
to get
all
away
right.
from this career because she was so scared that she couldn't do it. So I think she was making starting a business as an excuse. But I was okay with it because I also wanted to go home. So I was like, all right, if she wants to start a business back home, that would be good for me because if the business works, then I could go home. Then I can do what I want finally I can be on the radio again. But then it didn't work out. Like with business, it's like, yeah, win or lose. Yeah,
Yeah, business is
work,
but
but might
I
not
got you.
work.
I
So
I
it
know
didn't
where you're
work
coming
out.
from.
So, but I think she was like really trying to get away from the kind of job that we're doing right now. She was trying to run away from it because she was so scared to go through the process. So I think that was the reason. So we would fight a lot. Then she came back. Then she got pregnant. Then we had a baby, and she was still willing to work in a factory job. So I was just like so pissed. Like, you willing to work these hours? They're so terrible. And she always comes home complaining about her work. Not her work, but the people. The people that she works with.
Yeah,
So um, she complains a lot. So I'm like, why do you keep on working there? Why don't you quit? You're like, you're talking about these people and you're mad the whole day and you're always pissed every day when you come home and you're still there. You should do something about it. If you don't like it there
yeah.
anymore, then quit.
You have
What's
a
the whole
choice.
point? But she was like, nah, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, fine. I don't want to fight with her. But she's like you said, she's working hard, like very like physically. She was really working hard. Yeah. Then when Snow
Yeah,
was
yeah.
around, like what, 2 or 3, I think something happened, and I don't know. Like there would be holidays. I think there were like times that I'm on the holiday, Snow's on a holiday. They have a different calendar, so she's working, right? So I'm like,
Yes, yes.
see, you can't even enjoy these holidays with us because you're working there. Your daughter's gonna grow up not knowing you. She'll know
Yeah,
me, but she'll never know you. You're not there.
yeah,
You were not there. Like she wouldn't know who Mama is. I'm like Mama and Papa. I think
yeah,
at some point she really got like she realized that when she had like one like really bad argument with one of the people she worked with. So I think that's what like did it for her. So she was like, all right, fine. So I was like, just quit it. Like quit it. I don't care if we're going to lack funds, if I'll work, stop working there and find something part-time, whatever, as long as you can start teaching. So I helped her
yeah,
out. I reached out to a friend who was the head teacher of international kindergarten, and that was her first gig. And she was just like earning per hour. She was like working what, like 3-4 hours a day. I don't know, 3-4 hours, yeah, in a day. So it wasn't really that much, but I was like, well, let's just let's play it out, whatever. It's a start. And she already had her Japanese driver's license, so it was like it was a start. So I was saying, like, if you could get a job like mine, the really important thing is you have a Japanese driver's license so that you can drive around Japan. I mean, not all positions can be traveled by train. You can't commute. You can't take the train. You can't take the bus. You have to drive. So she already had that. But then the first gig that she had was like in Nagoya. So that was like what she could commute with it. So she was taking the train, and just a few weeks doing that, she got a break. She found a company, hired her, but she has to drive an hour every day, an hour and a half, one way. So that's like 3 hours a day,
yes, yes.
like
Just to commute,
back and
just to
forth. It's
drive.
like, yeah, just to
Yeah.
drive 3 hours a day, and then
That's like
but she was
working in
happy. Yeah,
Tagum
but
or
she was
Digos
happy.
every day, right?
So I was like, I told her like I'm willing to look after Snow. Doesn't matter. You drive an hour and a half. I'll take care of Snow as long as like you start a job like that. So now like she found a really nice school that she works for, and it's you see it's more of like, yeah, we help each other out because I didn't want her to be like,
It's
I don't
yeah,
want to be
yeah, yeah.
I don't want
Because
to be in school
I meant like
having a
opposite, like
really
the like black and white opposite, not because you guys are
right.
like, yeah, you're on the same boat. Maybe you have different personalities per se, but you're on the same boat in terms of like you're adults basically. You can make it work, and
Right.
I think you guys don't really have a choice because like you said, you're both career driven. So you have to either make it work because somebody's not willing to give it all up. And I think like in our case, you know I think being because my wife's like driven. She's motivated. She's driven, and it's not necessarily like, okay, I want to be the best nurse in the world. I want to be the best clinical instructor. No, she didn't really have that. She's like, and I only saw that passion and that drive in her when she started baking. And it really lit up something in her, and she found her passion. Like, I'm pretty sure her family, her siblings, her dad, her mom, her aunt, whatever, probably didn't even see that coming. Like, she probably wasn't baking when she was little. She probably didn't show that she had an inclination to create these pastries and stuff. And it just so happened that that thing also boomed. Like, the baking industry grew, and all of a sudden everybody's a baker, everybody's buying fancy cakes. The events industry grew, so now the demand for fancy wedding cakes, even kids celebrating their birthday as kids are having cakes that are worth like 20K, whereas when we were kids we're lucky to get a Merkle cake. But it grew at the right time for her. So, but the thing with her is she's always been a one woman show, and she's always worked best and succeeded on her own merits. Like, she's always been hands on. Like, if she had other people involved, it gets messed up. We had a failed business venture back in 2010, 13. I don't remember, but she started a nail spa. She opened a nail salon, and she invested money there, her own money. And we put up, I mean, I put up a little too, and we put up a building right next to the car wash that was being rented out. We put up a whole structure.
I remember that.
She had a partner, she had a nail spa, and it's just, it didn't work out because she had to work with someone else, and they had to kind of, and it didn't jibe. Their approach to the business was different, and it's hard to be in a partnership. I mean, even couples who are married, when they have a partnership, sometimes they even have their own differences, and they're married. Can you imagine being with somebody, working and earning and talking about money? And it was on our property. So that kind of created conflict too, because it was on our property. So, like, what if the rent wasn't paid? That would be fine because she's a partner of the business and it's our property. Nobody's going to get pissed off, or no one's going to get. So that complicated things. And we learned a lot from that. She learned a lot from that. It was a painful lesson. She spent like 300,000 pesos for that, so more than 300 something thousand pesos for her share. That was a failed business. So we realized, okay, maybe we're not meant for the salon or the nail spa business. But I was always like hands off. Like, I've never claimed to be a good business guy. I will just like sell my stuff. That's the extent of my selling prowess. All right. But when she got into baking and and she learned, and she got better, and she got better, and she got better. And she was so passionate about it. And she had a lot of friends who were also into baking. And I've been into baking for a longer time than she has been. I noticed a difference. And the difference was a lot of her friends who even started baking before her were in it for the money. They were income driven. My wife wasn't into it until she started making serious income. She wasn't into it for the money. She was into it because it was therapeutic for her. She loved doing it. She loved being, she loved it, And it's like me drawing and getting paid for drawing. Can you imagine people paying for my work? That's like, I get to draw, which is something I love, or play video games and get paid for doing it. I mean, hex, yeah, So I think,
like I told
that was
you,
the
why are
difference.
you not playing games with your top off and you record yourself? You go live, just take your top off, you play games.
Okay,
Then
hold
you'll
on. I'll
make
show you
money.
something. I'll show you something, dude. I took a screenshot. Now that you bring it up, and I kid you not, this exists, my friend. Look at this. Read it. I don't know if you can read it, but I don't know the camera showing.
No, because it's green. It's
Okay,
see
hold on.
through.
I'm gonna try to touch it. But you see a little bit at least of what's there.
Yeah,
You know what that's
that
called?
guy.
You know what's called? You know what does it say on top?
No. What is it? Okay. No, I can't read. Lolo Gaming. Lolo Gaming.
Okay.
All right. Tatay mong pogi.
Look who's playing.
Right. I know. Right. I mean, see,
It's a
if he could
lolo.
do it,
It's literally a lolo with a good morning towel on his neck without a shirt
if
on,
he can do it, you can do it.
playing ML. And he has 2.2 thousand live viewers. Look at that guy. I mean, Lolo Gaming? I hope it's Lolo, not Lolo Gaming. But I mean, it's like, really look at
Lolo Gaming. All right.
I mean, well, see, now, okay. So you mean I should start doing this so I can like make myself useful while playing games?
Why not?
You think people will watch me? I mean, okay. Anybody know if these guys who are playing like ML and people watch them, is it because they're good? at playing it, or are they just playing it? Are they actually good? Are they worth watching? Like because I don't play ML. I've never played it in my life. I don't know how to play that game. Are they good? They're not good. They're good. Okay, so these people will play, like this grandfather who plays, or these like rugby boy looking kids who play ML, like on these gaming channels. Are they actually good, or that's why people watch them, or they're just curious? They're good. Rod says they're good.
Yeah, see, there's the answer. They're very good.
Rod says because they're good. Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
not. What game am I good at? I'm trying to figure
Work
out
on
if there's
your
a game
game.
that would be.
Work on your game. Baseball.
Why I
You said
call
you were
it
playing
call it
baseball.
low gaming? Tambalo,
What should we call it? What should we call it?
slacker boy.
Yeah. Tambay. Tambay.
Dad gaming.
Tambay Gaming. Rod Tambay. Rod Tams. Hey, Rod Tams. What's Tams? Tambay. Tumatambay lang eh.
Yeah, but you have 2.1 million, 2.1 like live viewers. You're getting something. Okay, Mike. Here's Mike. Now this guy. Okay, thanks, Mike, for responding to that question. This guy, Michael Frank Pedras Calida, one of the top Tekken players in Asia.
Right.
You know Tekken. Iceman, I know you're not a gamer, but you know Tekken, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yoshimitsu, Heihachi.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, that karate, whatever.
you know,
Like that martial arts
Tekken.
game.
Yeah.
Tekken,
PlayStation. Yeah, Lee. You know, he's one of the best. I mean, he's competed. Like he's a member of the Philippine gaming community. What's that group, Mike? That you're a professional? Like it's like almost like an Olympic team, almost like. But they represent the gaming gamers of the Philippines, professional gamers of the Philippines. And he said most of the top streamers are not good. Most of them are good entertainment. That's why people stay to watch.
Entertainers.
So maybe,
most of them are good
yeah, like
entertainers. That's why people stay to watch.
Yeah, maybe because they're like they tell jokes and stuff, while they're playing. So they're not really like good. Okay, I get it. So maybe we have a future in gaming, Ice. Maybe we can like game and like play a game and then like just talk, do our show while we're playing a game. It just means we have to be doing. Yeah, exactly. Lodi, pa-shout out naman. I mean, I'm not mocking on these guys. That's their discarte, okay? I mean, I'm not.
Whatever pays the bill.
Whatever pays the bills. Whatever pays the bills. But all I'm saying is, like that. Like imagine playing that's like it's unfair. Life's unfair. Like there are people who are good at things, but they're useless. And most people will say billiards is useless, but that's made Efren Bata Reyes a multimillionaire.
I know.
And most people will condemn their kids if they played billiards during school. But what would have happened to Efren Bata Reyes if he stayed in school? You think he would have been a cum laude graduate? Really? Come on. I mean,
We have
Freddy
to be good
Aguilar.
entertainers, Rod. We can't be ranting the whole time. If we keep on ranting, nobody would get entertained. They will tune out.
Ranting. I was ranting. I was trying to defend Efren Bata Reyes.
Like people starting to like us, and then they tune in and they'd be like, "Sus na nagyaw-yaw na pud sa muka, oy."
But that's the funny part.
Pasahawa na ta diri sa amo kayo.
Okay, we gotta keep it real. All right, we gotta keep it real. What are we supposed to do? Sound like we're like noontime variety show hosts? Okay, what's entertaining? How should we do it? I bop you in the head. You bop me back.
Take it off.
Okay, hold on. We got to get back to our topic about this useless arguments. At least let's have a little bit of whatever time we have left. Okay.
Right.
Okay, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
I would say it's the chicken.
Why do you say that? Based on the biblical accounts that the animal was created and stuff?
No, because it makes sense. I mean, how can you have an egg without a chicken?
Well, where did the chicken come from?
God.
Raj, why you buy those things?
Where did chicken come from?
Chicken. The chicken came from evolution. All of a sudden, they came about. Boom, there you go, evolution.
Yeah, that's what people say. Like we came from water, and then like this creature, like a platypus, like didn't evolve fully. Look at the platypus, right? It looks like a
Right.
duck, but it looks like a freaking
Hmm.
yeah, right. I mean, look at Patrick Ewing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But anyway, it's like sometimes.
One day you become popular, and they're gonna dig this, and they're gonna find it, and
Dude,
they're gonna haunt you. They're
what,
gonna haunt you.
dude? Dude, you just said entertainment. See,
All right.
come on. You
Anyway,
want
right?
entertainment? Okay. So you're saying, okay, your take is it's the egg. Oh, it's a chicken.
This is a chicken.
Okay. So how the heck did the chicken? Okay, all right, I got
Okay,
it.
here's
Okay,
the
so
thing.
I'll
All
agree
right.
with you. I think it's a
Okay,
chicken too.
if the chicken
I think
existed first and back in the old days,
I think it's a
I
chicken
mean,
too.
it won't be possible, man. I mean, with all the wild animals roaming around the world, you know what I'm saying? Or like at that
So like
point,
the
we're
chicken
like,
won't survive. Like the chicken won't survive.
no, I mean, the egg won't survive. A dinosaur would step on it, that would break. You know what I'm saying? Or even a bear or something. I mean, think about it. Yeah, a big bear walking, there's an egg,
I
and
mean,
boom,
I,
step on
I
it, no
can't.
more
I
chicken.
can't even
No more
imagine you're
chicken.
thinking about that in that sense. I was like, I thought you were gonna say the egg won't survive because there will be no hen to sit on it and heat. What's that term? Heat incubated because it needs to be incubated for it to hatch. But
Yeah,
no,
I
you're
mean,
thinking about like there are dinosaurs everywhere that might step on
dinosaurs and
the egg.
whatever, like bears, elephants. I mean, okay, something could be, like something can keep it warm at some point. If
Okay,
it's
so
not going to be stepped on, something can be, like
okay,
doing
so the
something
chicken
with
came
it that
first.
would
Okay,
keep
I'll
it
agree with
warm,
you on
and it
that.
would just like,
I'll agree with you.
hatch.
Okay,
So
okay,
that could be an argument. But
okay.
then, if you think about it, like,
Let's let it
really,
rest on that. But I think you're right. I think you're right.
in the
The
Stone
chicken came
Age,
first. Okay.
come on,
This one
bears,
I'm not this one
elephants,
I'm not
dinosaurs.
sure if it's a useless argument, but I feel strongly about what I will choose. Which makes a better pet? Cats or dogs?
None.
I say dogs. I mean, you have the better pet. Not saying you have to have a pet, but the better pet. In
All
terms of
right.
their, I don't know,
Okay,
usefulness or
why
service or
dogs?
whatever,
I can't answer that because I don't like pets. I don't like
I
animals.
would
All right,
say
so
dogs.
why would you say it's a
First
dog?
off, they bark. First off,
Hmm.
they bark, so they serve a purpose to at least be territorial and protect, or not protect. Well, protect because they'll bite, but also like they warn you of impending danger, or maybe there are intruders or people who are trespassing. So that's one. Cats won't necessarily go meow and freak out if there's a stranger in your house. In fact, they probably couldn't even tell that's a stranger. Maybe they could, but they'll just run away
But
and hide,
then,
right?
if you have a black cat, that would scare them.
Okay. Now, in defense of cats, the cats can eat the mice, or if you have a rat problem, then they help because they always, go after those things, and dogs don't really. Okay.
Cats who do that
But
are the cats who are not fed. Let me just remind you, all right? Cats who are fed would never eat a mouse. I mean, if I'm eating like cat food, why the heck would I eat mouse? Right? Why would I?
and
Why would I eat a mouse? No, I'm not gonna eat mice
well,
or
cats are
rats for that
complicated.
matter.
Why are cats afraid of a cucumber? I mean,
I
I
mean,
don't
if you're
get
the
it,
cat, all right,
you
okay,
know?
let's say you're the cat. All right. Let's say you're the cat. I mean, if I'm feeding you
Meow.
cat food, milk, would you really eat a rat? If you see a rat, would you really go after it and eat it?
The funny thing is, I don't even think they eat the rats. I think it's a toy for them. I think they pounce on the rat to like just to like
See,
play with it.
again, if you have a pet cat who's well taken care of, I would assume that you will give them toys. They'd have a pillow, they'd have whatever,
Okay,
they'd
you have a
have balls
point.
and
You have a
whatnot.
point.
So,
Yeah, you have a point.
I mean,
You have a
rats
scratch
are
post. Yeah.
dirty,
Okay.
even,
Yeah, they're
mice are
nasty
dirty. Yeah.
and they bite.
I will
Okay.
not get
So
near them if I'm the cat. But if I have an irresponsible owner who doesn't feed me, doesn't give
I
me
will still
toys and whatever,
I
I
will still pick
I'll
dogs.
take what I can get.
Yeah.
I'll eat a
I will
rat.
still pick dogs. I will still pick dogs. Like my okay, what would you pick? A dog or a cat? Oh, you said neither one.
I wouldn't pick. Like I told you, like I really, 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 really really don't understand why people get pets. They get pets, their pets die, and they cry. You know they're gonna die.
You know
You
what?
know they don't
I
have
should
a long
I should have a
lifespan.
I should have a shirt where it says marriage
Their
X,
life
kids
expectancy is
X,
very
pets
low
X, and then
or
underneath
very short.
Iceman.
I mean, like, yeah, pets. I mean, come on. Think about it. Dogs, I mean, yeah, they die what, every 5, 6 years? They have a really short life
No,
expectancy.
man. Dogs can last up to like 20 years, dude.
Oh, really? Who do you know
Yes.
who has a dog who's 20 years old? Who?
Well, ask Pinky how long she's had. Beyonce is older than Raj. Raj is already going to be 10 next year.
That's not 20.
So
That's not 20.
no,
At
but
some point,
it's she's still alive. It's more than 6. Mauna ang chicken kasi sila ang nagbubuntis.
right? And they can dodge the elephant, they can dodge the bear.
So,
Bear,
Mary
bear.
Beth is still stuck in the chick discussion.
Yeah, I know. But okay,
We're
let's
already
see how
doing some dogs. But
All right. So the
no,
thing
but that's
is,
fine. That's fine.
like,
Okay, so two.
okay,
I agree with
if you
chicken.
have
I
pets,
agree with chicken.
they
I agree with
die,
that.
you cry. It's like you lost a person. If a pet die, it's like you lost a person. I've seen this. I have cousins who have dogs. They die, they
Yeah.
cry for weeks.
So you don't
Why
like
would
pets?
you do that to yourself? No, I mean,
Okay.
I don't want to have a pet.
Okay.
It's not that I don't like pets. I don't want to have a pet because I don't want to
I'll
go.
tell you this.
I don't want to. I don't want to go to.
I'll tell you
I
this.
don't want to go through what those people went through. Like my cousins, my friends, who like who had a dog and died, and they'd be like crying for weeks. It's like they lost a loved one.
You go.
Well, of course, it is already a loved one.
Yeah, yeah, but like I mean, it's because they serve a purpose. I mean, you don't really mourn them every day you
I'd
own
rather
them. You
have a
mourn them when
kid
they
then.
die,
If
which
that's
is
the
like
case,
that.
I'd rather have a kid. At least the kid would grow
No,
up,
okay.
would learn how to clean
No,
himself
no.
up. I don't have
I'll
to
tell
walk
you
the
the thing
kid.
about.
Come on,
I'll tell
walk.
you the thing about pets.
Poop.
Specifically like a cat or maybe a dog. Like I think nowadays it's changed. Like back in the day, it was like a family dog or a family cat. I think now more people who are living alone, like those staying in condominium units or apartments, and they live alone. Like especially in the US, a lot of people there live alone. So that's why pets patok na patok ang pets estates because people who live alone, it's kind of creepy when you're alone, dude. I mean, there's no other living presence in your living space. That's
And
creepy,
you
dude.
think a
You hear a
dog
noise.
will make
No,
it
no,
better for you?
it's a companion. It's a companion. I felt this because when I went to the US for vacation in
What if the dog goes
2006,
crazy?
I was left at my sister's place for like a week, more than a week, and I was alone there. Except she had her Labrador, and I was stuck with that dog Striker, and he kept me company. And I haven't been alone since I got married. So I've gotten used to sleeping with somebody in a bed, having a kid with me. I don't like
I
I
know,
haven't
I
slept
know, I know.
alone in
It's nice to
ages.
have a
So
pet.
there
All
I
I'm
was
saying is if they die,
literally
you cry.
it creeped me out. I get it. I get it. But I mean, like I said, of course you're gonna die. I mean, you'll probably cry if you like break your iPhone 11 too. I mean, it's not really necessarily just the.
No, I would get
I mean,
mad
you
if
keep
I
telling me
break
that,
my
like,
iPhone. Like if I break my iPhone, I'd be mad at myself. I'd be like ranting. I'd be like, "What the hell happened?" Like.
yeah,
But if
but
it's
I
a
mean,
dog, it
the
dies.
argument, the argument is if it's
I'd
a
be really
dog
sad.
or
I'd be
kid.
really
Now,
sad. I'd be
it got
crying.
me thinking. You got you thinking. If it's if it's if I'm living in an apartment or a condominium unit, maybe a cat would be more used because they're quiet. They don't they have funky smelling poop, but you can give them a sandbox and they litter there. They don't eat as much. But the problem
If
with
you're
cats
thinking
is
about these
like what my
things,
Lola
don't
would
have a
always
cat.
tell
Don't
me.
have a pet. You're thinking about like, oh, they don't eat too much. Well,
No,
then
no,
just
no, no, but like
don't have a pet. You don't have to feed
no,
anybody
no, no,
anymore.
no. But I mean, like,
You don't have to,
no, no.
you
But
don't
if
have
you
to
live
walk
alone,
someone
I get the point.
or
If you live
something.
alone, I get the point. Like if you're sitting there, watch, you want to be like like rubbing something or somebody purring on your lap, or it kind of helps.
Rub
And a dog would kind of
yourself.
be more of a hassle
Rub
if you're living in
yourself.
an apartment. I do that too.
Rub
But sometimes you
yourself.
want to wrap your pussy. Sometimes you want to wrap a pussy cat. Don't you want to wrap a pussy cat?
I really do. I really
See?
do. All right. Okay. Enough with the dog and the cat. All right.
Okay.
What's
So
next?
anyways,
What's next?
next. Okay, next. Okay. Would you rather have winters or okay? This one for you. Who make the best teachers, men or women? Now this is close to your heart because you're a teacher. You were a teacher and now you're a teacher again. Who makes the best teachers?
Depends.
Men
That's a trick question. I mean, no, like there are good teachers and there are like there are good men teachers and there are good women teachers. There are bad women teachers and there are bad men teachers.
Generally in their approach to teaching. For me,
well, it depends on what kind of subject you're teaching.
I don't know. I think generally the coolest teachers are the male teachers, unless the female teacher is hot. It's always been for me. It's always been like
objectifying women again. See, that's why women will hate you for this.
No,
not unless they're hot. What do you mean by like that's objectifying someone? If they're not hot, they're not a good teacher.
No, it's like I won't go through it. You know what I'm saying? Like
you won't go through it. You wouldn't take their subject because they're
because you have to choose.
They're not hot enough.
Because you have to pick. You have to pick male or female.
Let's get this out of the way. I live in an apartment and being in quarantine, my pet cat is keeping me company. You go crazy when you're alone for long periods of time. All right, MJ, don't tell me I didn't warn you, all right? Something happens to your cat. I hope nothing will happen to your cat, but you'll be shattered. It will be a tragedy for you.
MJ, so my Lola always told me nobody owns a cat. Have you ever seen a person walking a cat on a leash? No. Have you ever seen a person literally like call a cat by its name and the cat will come to you? No. Every cat has one name. It's me, 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 me. I mean, dogs too.
No, you know what? My friend Chris will get mad at you because Chris has 2 cats. And
does he walk the cat on a leash?
No, because they I don't think they need that.
You can't put a cat on a leash. They freak out.
Yeah, I know.
You're not obedient. You cannot be trained.
They have like a cat house, whatever, inside her apartment, and they're really huge. And dude, she turns on the air condition 24 hours for them in the summer.
Dude, I tell you this. You know how much a cat? You know how much a hairless cat is? You know how much those things are? 200,000 pesos, dude. Like
yeah, that's what she has. Nova, and what's the name of her cats? Nova, and the other one's like Sato.
200,000 pesos, dude, for cats, and nobody owns it. They run away. They're not loyal. They're just not known to be loyal. I'm sorry. Dogs are. I've seen it 10 times over how loyal dogs. I don't really care.
I don't like pets. Cats, dogs. I don't care. Like
all right, so there you go. Exactly. Nobody wins in that argument. Okay, all right, hold on.
MJ, I understand what you're saying, but all I'm saying is I can't deal with the loss. You know what I'm saying? Like the loss of having a pet. That is tragic. It is really tragic. And they have a really, really short life expectancy. So that's what bothers me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean,
what's the best pizza topping? Come on.
What? Pineapple. I said that to just piss off people because people are like, really? Pineapple on a pizza?
Okay, hold on. Cheese doesn't count, right? Because it's a given that pizza has cheese.
It's a tropical pizza. Sauce. That's why they call it Hawaiian pizza.
So cheese doesn't count.
Pineapple on it. What?
Cheese doesn't count because it's a given that pizza has tomato sauce and cheese, right? So it doesn't count. Okay, my favorite pizza topping, probably the Italian sausage. The Italian sausage that looks like giniling, I think. It looks like giniling, but they call it sausage.
The Sicilian pizza.
I don't know what that's called. Meat lovers, they have that. That's my favorite. Or mushroom.
The Papa's Pizza had like that Sicilian pizza, and that was like the grounded pork, like ground pork, right there.
Yeah,
so
that's
the ground meat.
I think that's called Italian sausage. That's my favorite. Yeah, it used to be pepperoni for me.
Every time I order at Domino's, I always go for Giga Meat pizza. The Giga Meat pizza, and with the cheese crust, cheese roll.
Okay, nice cheesy crust. Okay, yeah. There's like it's stuffed. Like the crust is stuffed. Got it. So that's your favorite topping is what's your favorite topping?
Giga Meat.
Pineapple? Oh.
No, I was just like kidding. Like no, I go for Giga Meat. My mom loves pineapple. She likes tropical pizza.
Giga Meat is what? A combination of meats or just one
bacon,
type of meat?
Italian sausage.
They just one. Just one. It has to be one. Bacon? What? So what's your favorite? It can only be one topping. Like I pick Italian sausage. It can't be all the meats that's on it. One topping. Which one would it be? If you can have one topping on top of the tomato sauce and the cheese and the crust, what would that one
I'll have a
topping be?
cheeseburger then. If there's only one topping.
What cheese?
I mean, I
Oh, you
can't
mean
eat
like
one topping.
okay. All right. All right. Nobody wins. Nobody wins.
I
All
think
right.
the best argument would be, what is the best cereal?
Would you rather have a
Um,
smart woman or a good-looking woman?
I would like to have both.
You cannot. That's why it's an argument. It's useless argument. You have to choose. And then you have to argue why you made that choice. Would you rather have a smart woman or a
I think I'd
beautiful
go for
woman?
smart. I'd go for smart.
Liar.
I'd go for smart. Really? I'd go
Really?
for smart. Yeah. For some reason, something about not okay. I mean, all right. I understand, but okay.
Okay.
When you say pretty,
Yeah,
what is she like?
pretty.
Pretty but dumb, or is she pretty and average?
Pretty and dumb.
I go for
And
the smart woman.
beautiful and smart but ugly.
Why do you have to say that? Like,
Because I
we
said that
don't
the other
know,
one
like,
is dumb.
I mean, you can never. Okay, hang on.
Okay.
I mean,
We're
what's
not trying
ugly?
to like
What's
this is
ugly?
nothing against women, okay? I mean, you can
All
say
right,
the same thing
what's
about men. There are
ugly?
also men who are smart and like women. Okay, like the choice for women would be like, would you have him rich but ugly or guapo but poor? That's usually how a woman would be like when they were made to choose. Guys are like smart or beautiful, but not like I don't know. It depends on what ugly is to you. Not attractive. I don't even want to use the word ugly because that's such a
I
like
know
a hard.
Gabby's asking how ugly is ugly. It depends on how not good looking the smart woman is.
Well, let's just put it this way: like the smarter she is, the more hideous she is. But it's ugly to you, not ugly. I don't know what ugly is to you.
But you know what?
Who's
Most
not
of the
attractive
smart
to you?
women I know, most of the smart women I know are pretty. That's just
But
the
these are
thing.
not your rules. You have to choose. These are not like your conditions. You have to choose. Okay.
Why do you
Okay.
have to make the rules?
Okay. No. Those I didn't make them. Those are just the choice.
You're the one who was giving me choices. You're making the rules.
Dude, it can't because I mean it can't be like she's smart but she's like decent looking. Of course, everyone's gonna pick that. It has to be like you have to make it a little difficult. Like, okay, do you know you remember Zoraida, right?
Right.
Okay, is she attractive to you?
Well, she might be attractive, like not to
Okay,
me.
if she was
I'm not saying
super
she's
smart.
ugly.
If she was super smart, you choose her over, let's
But then
say,
Soraida's not really
who's
super smart.
no,
I
no,
don't
no,
know
but
if she's
if
super
the-
smart. No. Okay, to my
not her.
defense.
I'm not saying her.
To
I'm
my
just
defense.
saying.
Zoraida, like if you say you tell me Zoraida, right? I don't know anything about her. The only thing I know about her is her acting and her roles in the movies that
So
I've
you choose
seen.
Zoraida. You choose
No.
Zoraida.
That's why I can't choose her, because in her roles she wasn't smart as well. She's not pretty. She's not
No,
smart.
but we're talking about. They're not talking about her, that person itself. We're talking about like a person who looks like her. Like you're saying, you want to. Okay, so her. That's a choice, and the other choice is who's a chick that you have a crush on. The girl in Rurouni Kenshin, Emmy.
I don't like her. I don't like her.
Oh, you don't like her? Okay, so who's pretty to you?
No,
Who's
okay.
like a pretty Japanese? Who's a pretty chick to you? Who do you
Okay,
have like
Ryoko Yonikura.
Japanese? Okay, so Ryoko Urikora, but really, really kind of slow, super slow, like
And then she would still look like Zoraida then if she's acting like that. Like,
no, she won't look like Zoraida. But she's just not. She's just slow.
I mean,
Like
come on.
literally,
A lady acting like this, like, can't she be normal? Like, can't she be just normal? And like,
I mean, I didn't mean for her like to be walking around like that. I was just kind of like trying to reenact, like But she wasn't going like that. But she's not smart.
I'll go for
Okay.
Ryoko then. I mean, what's the point?
Okay,
All
there
right,
you
fine.
go. See, so you choose beauty over brains. Okay.
No, I did
now
not
we
say
know.
that. It's like you gave me
Yes, you
like
did.
two choices, and you're like,
Okay.
like,
Okay. No one should ever tell a lie. Agree or disagree?
No, I mean sometimes you have to tell a
Okay.
lie.
Okay. That's
Okay, hang
good.
on.
That's
Okay, what's the
straight
best
answer.
cereal? What's the best
Me?
cereal?
For me,
Yeah.
Honey Nut Cheerios. That's always been my favorite. Honey Nut Cheerios.
Really?
Yes, Honey Nut Cheerios. That's my favorite. They don't have that here. And I
What do you
went to
mean, MJ?
SNR
What
and
do
it
you
was so
mean? Like when
expensive.
you say cereal, like the flavor or the brand? What are you talking about?
I think like, Fruit Loops or Rice Krispies or Frosted
My daughter
Flakes.
loves Rice Krispies, but I would go for the normal ones, like the cornflakes.
Okay, you're a cornflakes guy. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
always good. But if it's cornflakes, I prefer Frosted Flakes because it's sweeter. But my favorite cereal of all time is Honey Nut Cheerios. That's never gonna change, I think. But it's so expensive at SNR. Like I went to SNR and I wanted to buy 100. It's like you have no choice. You have to buy like this giant variety box, and it includes cereals that I don't like. So like Raisin Bran and all that crap. I'm like, I don't want
Holy
that.
crap! It's 11:14 here because we started late.
Pinky didn't even show. I know. No,
I
we didn't
know,
start
right?
late.
Damn it.
We had the whole talk about my problem and then like your problem. And
Okay, people,
useless
we did
arguments.
not. No, I didn't mean to mislead you or whatever, but it was Rod who actually just like I don't know. He hijacked the show because of the things
Okay.
that's in his head. He's like thinking about a lot of
Okay.
stuff, and he wants us to deal with it too.
No, no, no. One more thing. One more thing. Are there aliens or there are no aliens? Do you believe in aliens or do you not believe in aliens?
I don't. We
Do
have a
aliens
big
exist
universe.
or do they not?
We have
No,
a.
I mean, do
We
you
live in a.
believe it? Do you believe or do you not?
Okay,
Do you think
we live in a big universe. There's probably somebody out there. So I
so?
do.
You believe in aliens?
Yes. I've
Okay.
not
Your
seen
argument
one,
is
but there's probably somebody out there. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't look for them or anything. I wouldn't like, oh, there's a UFO or whatever. I wouldn't do that. But granting that we live in a really big universe, there's probably somewhere someone, you know? And if they don't
yeah.
come, they don't come. But well, who knows? But I'm not gonna stress myself with that. All right. If they come, they come.
Would you rather have cake or ice cream?
What? Like cake or ice cream?
Would you rather have cake or ice cream?
I don't know. Cake.
Really,
At
you're a
least I
cake
can
guy?
have tea. Yeah, because I can have tea with it. Ice cream, you can't have
That's
ice
true.
cream and tea.
That's
It's like
that's a good
stupid.
point. That's a good point. Ice cream, you can have soda with it and have like a float. That's kind of yeah.
That's
That's a
disgusting.
tough one. But if I'm given a choice, like it's my birthday, to choose between cake or ice cream, oh crap, that's tough. Yeah, but probably go ice cream. Like if it's like good ice cream, like Ben and Jerry's and stuff. Because I could say no to
But then
cake.
it's
Like
a
even the
really good cake
Starbucks
too.
cake,
Really good cake as well. Really good cake or a really good ice cream. Good
like
cake.
like a cheesecake, like
Good cake.
like a.
No, I
Nah,
mean
I have
good
ice
cake.
cream. Good, I
Whatever.
have good ice
Like
cream.
whatever cake that you like. A good cake that you like.
Crap. Yeah, like a devil's food cake, like a chocolate one. No, but I mean, I'm
Mhm.
sick and tired of cakes. My wife feeds me that all the time. Ice cream.
All right. Ice cream. All right. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. All
Speaking
right.
of which, I have an ice cream
Anyway,
downstairs. All right. Before I sleep, I'm gonna get that
all
ice
right.
cream. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
that.
So
All
Pinky
right.
didn't
Okay.
join us, but we might have like a leftover of this episode. But our
All
next
right.
episode will be Thursday, just to let people know.
Yeah,
Thursday
it'll
will
be
be
a
our next
Thursday.
episode, not Wednesday. Not Wednesday. So
Hmm.
we get a couple of days off. And we apologize if we didn't really like make this into a useless argument thing, but we did have an argument earlier because like Iceman said, I'm worrying about things that I shouldn't be worrying about. And my argument is, well, that's why you worry about it because you're uncertain, like you don't worry
Yeah.
about it
If you're a
if
control
you're
freak,
sure.
you're bound to worry
I am
about
kind of a
things or
control
about
freak. I am.
because we can't control things. We
I know, I know.
we cannot guarantee what's going to happen in the future, or we cannot totally say for certain that like these you know what I'm saying. Like we can't
I
have.
get you, I get you.
There's
Yeah.
nothing certain in life. That's just
True,
it.
true. You've come to terms with that, Ice. You're like you're fully accepted that part of life that there are things that's not
Well,
within
you
your
have
control
to,
and
or
you
else you're going to go crazy.
okay, so
You
do
have
you
to,
give
or
up
else you're
on
going to go
it? Do you
crazy.
give up on it, or do you still exert effort?
No, like, well, all I'm saying is that
I
there are
mean,
things in your head that are just supposed to be in your head. You know what I'm saying? Um, there are things that you
is there a
can,
way to
like,
convince yourself to not think about these things? Like, is there a way to like? Have you
no,
found the
it's like,
trick to not
no,
worry about
it's
it?
no. Your head is a very complicated thing. Your brain is a very complicated thing. It's like there's so many channels there, and things can just like pop in and pop out, whatever. So it's your way, like the way you wire your head to think. I mean, for people who
I
have
think.
OCD and whatnot, it
Oh
it
man,
really.
you know what's tough with me? It's like it's not what enters my head. Like it's not what enters my thoughts like in the middle of the night. It's like what worries me is like it enters my thoughts and then it boom connects to my like my inner workings, like my heart, my gut. Like your heart
Yeah.
starts to
Okay, here's the
you
thing.
start to
That's
worry
what.
about stuff. You can't
Yeah.
get that out. The one in your mind you
It's
can, but once it reaches your gut and your heart,
no. Yeah.
you're
That's
like
what they're saying
crap.
because these things that gets to you and that worries you are the things that you value the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like
I agree.
they're like trivial things that
I
comes into
agree.
your head, like, oh, I could have like cut myself, with this knife, and you'd be like, all right, that's silly. It
Yeah.
goes away. But then you start thinking about like,
Oh,
oh, what
I
if
shouldn't
I,
have said that on. I shouldn't have said that on the show, right?
right? So, but the thing is, then
But that's trivial,
yeah,
right?
yeah, things like that, or even like with you, like you're always worried about like Raj, like, oh, if I get him a bike, this might happen, but
He
you don't
might
really know
fall.
if that will
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, so it's one of those things like, oh, you start thinking about those
But
things and like,
but
oh,
he matters the most to me. That's why I worry about it.
yeah, that's why you're
See?
always like it ruminates in your head. Like, what if he gets like hit by a car, or what if he like he falls down or he trips and he hits his head, whatever. Like you can think about all these things. It will ruminate there. It will stay there because you value Raj a lot. So, but in
Got it.
reality, I mean, what are the chances? I mean, you've been riding a bike. I've been riding a bike. I mean, nothing really happened to us.
Well, I don't want to
I
find the
mean,
thing is you
exactly.
decrease
But
the
the thing,
chances by not giving him a bike.
exactly. But the point there is that
See?
you cannot be
You
sure
want to
of
get rid
things.
of the worry? Don't get him a bike.
Yeah, but then he could still be run over by a car while walking on the street. That can still be
But
possible.
it
Like,
lessens the likelihood of. I'm sure there are studies where if a
yeah,
kid
but
has a bike, is more likely to be injured on a bike than like sitting
yeah, but
here
then
doing nothing.
I know a kid who got run over by a car just by walking. I've been riding bike my whole life, even when I was a kid. I would go to from Maa, I would go to Obrero. I would be on a highway and shit. Nothing happened to me. You can argue that,
You
like,
got
yeah, but
lucky.
that was like high risk. But yeah, but then there were so many other people too. Yeah, but there were people who were just like walking, all of a sudden, boom. Right. See? So it's like the anxiety
Yeah,
there
but
because like you
you don't
value.
want to be the one guy. But you don't want to be that one guy. You know what I'm
See?
saying?
That's what they're saying
It's
because
like
you argue with yourself now.
it's
If
like
you just like leave it
it's
alone,
like
it won't like. But because like see the frame of thought here, like it's like you and me. But then if I'm not around, you're talking to yourself. If I get him a
no,
bike,
but
like no,
but listen to this. Listen to this, okay? I'm already worried and I haven't even gotten a bike yet. Can you imagine how stressed I'd be once I get the bike?
well, no, like well, once you get him the bike, it'd be like it's not so bad after all because he learns
It'd be
it.
like,
Then I mean, you'd be there. I mean, it's not like you're just gonna leave him alone. You're gonna teach
yeah,
him.
I'll get him
He's
a
gonna
bike.
find out,
I just don't know
right?
where to get him a bike. Anybody know
But
where
is
to
it
get a
like
bike for a kid?
yeah?
I mean, I
Please
want
let him
to
know.
kind of know
I don't
because
know because I don't know anything about.
I spoke to Master Yoda and he said he had it shipped from Thailand. I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm gonna get one from Thailand.
No, just like go to your
I'm like,
bike
where did you get?
stores.
No,
I mean, there are a lot of
I looked at SM. You know what their bike brand is?
what?
Family. You think Raj will ride a bike that says family on it? Dude, literally,
Why don't you
like
check
it's
the internet?
family.
Like just check the internet, like Shopee or whatever. Like maybe they have like nicer bikes that's not so expensive. Like just like reasonable.
Yeah, I don't.
Check it
I
out
mean,
or
he's gonna
Saturday,
outgrow it
whatever.
real quick. Yeah, I'll look around. I'll see if I can afford it because it's his birthday next month, and I want to get it.
All right.
Raj, you
Nice.
want a bike for your birthday? Yeah, I'll get it from his birthday.
All
Get him
right.
a bike. All right. So yeah, Thursday will be our show. Gab said it could be like TNT. Yeah, we
Let
can
me
have
know
a
when you get the
topic for
bike. Let me
Thursday.
know when you get the bike, because I'll get him the helmet.
Yes.
All
And the knee
right. So like I
pads.
promise that.
Let me
Right.
go.
All right.
Let me
No
see go knee
problem.
pads. Knee pads. Okay. Na. Yes. So that's Iceman. Ninong
Oh yeah,
Iceman
yeah. He
birthday gift.
probably needs it. Snow doesn't. Yeah, he needs it because he
It'll
doesn't.
be
He doesn't
uncool.
really know.
Yeah, but
Yeah, because he
it's
doesn't really
safe.
know yet. Yeah. Snow like
No, he
used
doesn't
to
know
you
yet.
like when she was starting out, she used to have like all those, but now she doesn't use it
Shipping
anymore.
fee for a bike. I know I'm not buying a bike online. Are you kidding? Like I would go to the marketplace and see who's selling bikes for kids in
Right.
Davao if it's cheap because I want to get it to him as his birthday gift.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting really big, so he needs exercise. You know. And
Alrighty.
all right. Yeah. So
Right. See you guys
Thursday,
on
I'll see
Thursday.
you.
Yeah, Thursday night talk back. Yeah, it's like almost like wow, nostalgic. Yeah.
Did we have
We'll
anything planned for Thursday already?
favorite
Movies, right?
movies.
Favorite
We're talking
movies?
about
Yeah,
favorite
okay.
movies. All right, we'll talk about favorite
I like
movies.
it.
So
I like
you
it.
know, tune in on that night, and we'll talk about your favorite movies.
Come up with
This
your
will be an
list,
interesting
guys. All
topic.
right. Prepare
And
your list of your favorite
we
movies.
promise you, we're not going to talk about Rod's issues. All right, we're not. We promise you that no Rod's issue.
You know,
All right,
I'm
nothing.
sorry. I have to apologize. It just so happens that this is the only time I get to talk to Iceman for this long, and he's always been like a good therapist. He's always a good listener. He always makes it sound like it's nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about.
There's nothing to worry about.
So,
Come on.
which is exactly what I need, because if you're praning and you talk to a friend who's more
It's also
praning,
praning.
dude, oh my god, you'd be like,
Biyaan na juga ng
oh
bagik.
my. Bike, mag-sign na naman, ano gini affair. Like,
No, you're fine.
Anyway.
You're fine.
yeah.
All right,
thank
all
you,
right.
man.
See you guys on Thursday. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. All right, even though
Yeah,
we hijacked the show.
Monday
we
therapy
hijacked our own show. All right?
MTS, Monday therapy sessions. That's a good name for a show. MTS,
Yeah, MTS.
Monday therapy sessions.
Whole week of stress. And we do MTS, Monday therapy sessions. Yeah, that could work. That could work.
Yeah, that's good. Let's talk
'cause
about
it's
like
a Monday. People are really worried on Mondays. All right, your
And
planned
you know-
topic doesn't always end up as the topic. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I'll tell you, Ice.
I mean, what's
People
new?
need
What's
this.
new?
People need this because you know why? This is exactly how people can relate to us, because they hear us and they go, oh, these guys are human after all. Because most shows, they like candy coated. Oh, this is a great show. Yeah. Oh, bro. Yeah, bro. But no, we're real. We'll tell you what our problems are. And you would be surprised how many people out there are thinking the same thing, or have that same fear, or can totally say, wow, these guys, it's like, that's exactly how I feel, but I can't express it the way they do. And that is our gift to our listeners, I think, is to keep it real. And that's what
True.
sets us apart. And if we end up with 10 viewers and Lo Gaming has 1 billion views, then let him have the
Doesn't
billion
matter.
views.
Doesn't matter.
Right? Because
Yeah.
I'd rather have the OK show than the Lo Gaming thing. All right? So that's all I'm saying.
All right.
You can have
Are you sure? You
Lolo
said
Gaming,
the
Lolo Gaming.
2.2 million viewers. I
Okay,
want
I'm doing
that.
a game now. I'm not playing.
Give me the
okay.
good morning towel. Give me the good morning towel. You're gonna take my
That's
shirt
right.
off.
Are you sure? You don't want that many views? Hey, what are you talking about? What are you doing here? Let's start playing. Oh, ito na, Emil.
Holy crap. All right. Okay,
If
so
you
you
can't beat 'em,
guys have a
join 'em.
good night.
If you can't beat them, join them.
Of course. That's the way to go. That is the way to
Yeah.
go.
All right, guys. Thanks,
All
guys,
right.
for joining us for Monday Silliness.
All right. So yeah, just enjoy the week. We'll see you on Thursday. It has been a great night. My name is Iceman.
Rod Rodriguez.
And we are out.